Check, check, check. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Oh, yeah. I got little stuff for the chat on the screen now, so it should show up.
We're up. Yeah, it looks like we're good.
On the right side, I've got little things there, so if somebody follows it, if somebody follows us, it'll do a little alert now. Well, at least it should.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna send out some tweets really quick that we are live.
What are we doing? Yeah. How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday.
Morning, everybody. For those of you watching at 1 a.m., which based on Discord, a lot of people are.
Oh, did they post it on Discord already that we're doing this?
No, they have not, but they've been talking about it in the Raw Edit Challenge, who was going to show up, and that it was 1 or 2 in the morning to them.
Oh, gotcha. Let me tweet it too. What up, people? Live.
What? How did I screw up my own message? There we go.
There we go. We got an alert. I got to turn that down.
Yeah, even I heard that.
Oh, wait. I don't have the audio for that in here. Whoops. Then we'll just turn the alert box off. Give me an alert box. I don't know how to turn it down in here. Oh, well. I'm just going to turn it off for now.
There we go. Sent.
Off. Alert box off for now, just because the audio is going to go wild. What up, team? What up, everyone? Say hi.
What's up, people?
We got Brendan S. coming in live for the first time. That's what's up. Yeah, welcome. Bryn, how's it going? All right, we're rolling. We're going to get Tom in here soon. But we just got to, everybody, you got to get your drink. If you have a drink, no alcohol is not being pushed. Steve, you got a drink?
I do have a drink. I have a Gatorade, and I have my traditional Del Taco Diet Coke.
And if you're a subscriber, please take a moment to appreciate Steve with his new emote. And I got some tea. Steve is now an emote, so his legacy will live on, even when he is no longer with us.
How come I'm not seeing chat? Hold on.
And of course,
why is my screen freaking out? The chat is literally popping over the video. That is weird.
I don't know, man. Oh yeah, that's what's happening. I got that now. It's on there. Chat is on.
Like the chat is floating to the middle of the browser window.
Oh no, it's getting cut off a little bit. Oh well, whatever. Could do that.
Michelle's in here. Hey, Michelle. She was on your photographer chat the other day.
Yeah, she's awesome. All right, guys. The chat is tiny because guess what? I messed it up, but whatever. I can throw it up higher.
Cornish Gamer used my emote. It is so freaking weird to have an emote.
All right, there we go. Chat box.
Figure out why it is doing this.
Steve, I put the chat on the box. The chat is supposed to be over everything.
No, I mean the actual browser version though is too.
Oh,
it was really on my browser. It was Safari. I don't think likes Twitch sometimes, but I've got it now.
We're trying to party a little bit. I'll move the chat once we go live.
Connor, what's up, dude?
Connor, what's up? Taking over.
Captain Lasagna.
Trillima dudes here. Oh, we got everybody here.
All right, I got to do it. First time. Boom.
You hit him with them. You hit him with them emote. Let's go. What up, Art? Welcome. Glad to see you as well. Let's go. Yeah, we are live. Thank you, Stream Elements. Jenny, how's it going? Let Thomas in? Oh, yeah, I do have to let him in. Dude, it's not time yet. He can't come in. Should I let him in?
He's got 1 minute.
Should we leave him? Should we let him? Yeah, we got to let him, make him wait a minute. I'm just kidding. He's our guest. What's up, Sydney? Welcome. All right, Tom, come on in, Tom.
Justin, what's up, buddy?
Let's see, Tom. Oh, what? 2 people are in the waiting room? What's going on? Tom, did he do the thing where he joined twice again? Oh, man, Tom. Did it again. What's up, Sean Ryder? Tom, you're in, dude.
Thomas, how are you?
Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, dude, we can hear and see you. You're live on the stream.
We're live, baby.
You're live. And if you want, what you can do is pull up the chat on your phone because we want you to be able to see the chat. Cool. Or pull it up on your computer or whatever because we want you to interact with them. There's good,
definitely.
There's good people in there, so we got to make sure you're interacting with them,
Fuck yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got the no shower shoes emote too now, Tom. It's a pretty big deal.
Dude, I love that you have your phone right in front of your face. Like,
I know,
can't
isn't that
get any
great?
closer.
You know, I got that
It's
gooseneck action.
It's literally so close.
What's up, Izzy? Welcome. Sky, let's go. Yeah, no shower shoes. Like, I got to get one that says shower shoes, or they can just leave. Tom, you got to turn off the audio, though, after you get it.
I am. That's me.
Oh, that's Steve?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, my God. Steve, you've done this before. Tom has
I know.
no excuse if he's done it once. Yeah,
I just muted the one that's live, so we're good. We
yeah,
go.
you're good. And Tom, I'm going to throw a little Instagram out. Did you throw one or no? Did you do?
Oh no, I didn't. But I'll repost it.
Can you do one on Instagram?
Damn. Yeah.
All right. I think I actually posted one.
No
You
shower
posted one?
shoes. I love it.
Oh, wait. Did I not post one? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I posted, like, it's in
Can
2
you tag
versions.
me on it?
I don't know. You guys, we're just doing the internet slowly.
Did you
What up,
post in
Michelle?
Adam? Did you post in Discord that we're live?
Nah, dude. One of the mods will do it. Justin
Okay.
or they're really good at that stuff, and I'm not. Tom, I didn't post anything. You want me to do it? You want to do it?
Yeah. If
All
you
right.
can do it and then just tag me.
All right, Steve and
I'll
Tom,
repost it.
please talk. Tom, Steve and Tom. I can't pay attention to 2 things.
Thomas, how are you, my friend?
How are you,
Good.
Steve? I loved watching you talk with the Data Remember guys the other day. I felt as if I was in that one time you guys hung out and went and did that photo in front of like
The Magic
backdrop.
Castle in Hollywood.
Yes. When you guys were telling that story, I was like, damn, I wish I was there.
Well, and the way that whole thing happened, I need to tell you that story sometime because
Okay. Yeah, where are you from?
I'm in Southern California.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm halfway between LA and Palm Springs.
Got it.
He's in
I would love to
Hammond.
know how it happened.
No, I'm not in Hammond. But Adam was on tour with them, and they were in LA, and he texted me and said, "Hey, they want to go to the Magic Castle."
I wasn't
Like,
on tour.
okay.
I wasn't even on tour.
No, but they were at the Forum.
Yeah.
Who were they with that night? Blink, and they had an off day.
I was there.
And he goes, "Yeah, they want to go to the Magic Castle." I said, "That's fine. I'll meet you guys there." And he goes, "Well, I'm not going."
Hmm.
I'm like, "Well, I can't just show up and meet a day to remember at the Magic Castle. I don't know him." He goes, No, they're cool. It'll be fun. So I managed to structure it where we got into a couple of shows and I got them front row. And sure enough, the band got called up into the show, and it was awesome.
We got Greg in the chat. Let's go.
I was on that tour.
Greg Norn? No way.
You were on that tour?
Love it.
Yeah, I was on the Blink
Side
Do
of
you
it.
remember All Time Low tour.
Oh yeah.
That was my birthday actually. That day was actually my birthday. It was October 1st.
Yeah, that would be about the right time.
Wow, dude, you guys, this is crazy. You guys should have hung
Your
out that
birthday's
day.
near mine. You're a Libra.
I wish we hung out, dude. Libra, baby, let's go,
October 20.
dude.
You guys, yeah, I'm October
no.
10th.
No,
Are you
you're
really?
not.
No,
No, he's not.
You're making crap up.
yeah, dude, I'm June 25th. I'm sorry. What's up, Michelle? Yo, thank you everybody for coming.
Michelle.
A fellow music
Shelly.
cover. We got a lot of good people in here today.
Modaliva's in there.
Norris here.
Hi.
Let's go.
Shelly's in there.
Yeah.
Greg.
Cool. Well, let's get this road on the show.
Let's do it.
And Tom,
Greg Noir, gang, dude.
dude, did you get my
What's up,
Instagram?
boy?
Did you get my Instagram tag?
I did, but I'm gonna do a better one because I don't like yours.
Oh. Just 1 second. Yeah, let's go. So Tom, thanks for doing this. Thanks for the photo. I'm about to. Sorry for the radio silence there, guys. We get text and there's a lot of things going through the internet. But Tom,
Yes,
we got people are looking at your face right now, man.
I love that. Sorry, I'm just trying to post this thing on Instagram.
Yeah, get some more people here. But
I'm like, yeah.
I will do the same while you two talk.
Well, Tom and I have known each other for a long time, long time, and so I hit him up to do this.
Recently, I feel.
What's up?
I was gonna say recently, I feel like we've been having that nostalgia of sending back and forth,
Old photos.
you know, like old tour photos. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
That's been cool to me, to be honest, because like I never have had that, or I have yet to have that with like with how long I've been touring, I feel like I've been touring a good amount of time, but I have yet to have that nostalgia feeling until very recently when like you and I were sending photos back and forth. Um, that was like 7 years ago. Like I met you maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
so
happy to have you
crazy.
here, and it's cool to see that you've been, with Big Sean for a few years, and I'm very thankful that you shared that photo with everybody, and I hope you guys enjoyed editing it, because it's awesome. It's a very good image.
Yeah.
I played around with it a little bit myself, and yeah. Whoa, did Tom just cut out?
It sounds like it.
We lost to Tom. Come back to us, Tom. Oh, there he's back. Welcome back. Glitch in the Matrix. No big deal. You're here.
Yeah, that was a little glitch. Sorry, yeah, I'm here.
It's all
Sorry,
good.
I heard that it says my internet connection is unstable.
It's all good, man. You're still here, so we're just gonna keep pushing forward.
As long as they don't say that
Okay,
about
cool.
you.
Yeah. As long as you're not unstable, it's fine. But yeah, it should be fine. Don't worry about it. This is like better than the
Okay.
technical connections difficulties happen.
Okay, cool.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it was different than what we had because it's portrait. So it's cool for you. Like not many people have portraits they're able to release. So like, I don't know. Thank you for doing that, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was pretty stoked just to see. I mean, I was telling you obviously that I think it's something that I struggle with, especially with Sean. That I've never really shot a hip hop artist before him, and I just think his skin tone and his everything in post is still so hard for me to edit. So it was very interesting to see other people's edits and stuff like that, and like learn from other people, honestly. And I think that was the best part about doing this whole thing.
Yeah, seeing everybody's stuff. I'm gonna kind of start. We're gonna start with me just interviewing you a little bit, and then Steve's gonna do some behind the shot stuff. Then after that, so Steve's gonna talk to you about the photo. After that, we're gonna jump in and have you do a little bit of live editing of the Big Sean image, and then we're gonna go over some favorites. And then actually today we got special guests. We got Tom Grew coming in, not
Some
Grutt.
Groot,
Grew.
some Groot.
No, the T's silent. He said.
Yeah, it's not Groot.
It's Grew.
It's Grew.
Got it.
But
got
I'm
it.
guessing that'll end up in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's gonna come in and he's gonna show us how he did it in After Effects, and he said he has it prepared. It's gonna be like 10 minutes or less. It's gonna be awesome. So make sure you stick around. That's 2 hours from now. Come back if you don't want to hear us talk. But yeah, we got. Oh, that's him right there, T. Groot.
Yeah.
Let's go. He started it himself, dude. He's instigating. He's instigating.
Now we need a Groot emote.
Yeah. That won't get
I'll be
approved.
honest. I'll be honest. I don't really know what a Groot is. Why do I not?
It's the
know
guy from
Groot?
Guardians of the Galaxy, man.
The tree.
Oh.
The tree guy.
The tree guy.
The tree guy.
Somebody.
Yep, we're good.
Izzy put "We are Groot."
Yes,
I
we are.
love that.
So go for it. I'm dying to hear some of what this is going to happen here.
Yeah, so I don't know. Thank you for coming. I think I already said that. I kind of went out of order. But you started photography. You actually, like, a lot of people want to know how you got into touring and stuff like that, and how you start working with musicians. And I know you started more in the crew world, which is a very viable path that a lot of people take. Can you tell us about how that worked? How you went from there to here?
Yeah, it was interesting because when we had met, I was a crew guy. I mean, I think all photographers are crew, just technically, but I was doing something outside of photo, and it was merch. It was a band that was from my area, which I thought it was, first of all, it was a great into the music industry. It was a great world to get into because, I kind of started to grow with them, which I loved.
Mm-hmm.
But the first job that they had to offer me, well, one was for like very, very little money. And I was just like, this would be very interesting to go on the road with a band that's this small, and I'm doing something that I've never done before.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I did merch, and I was probably, and I don't know if there's somebody in this chat that's has been on that tour or was like another crew member or saw me doing merch, but I was probably the worst merch guy.
You would always be doing something else.
Dude, I was always, because like I just didn't want to do it, and like I wanted to take pictures, I wanted to like meet people, and I was always like the guy that was like, yo, why is Falcone never at the merch table? And it was because I was just like doing a bunch of other stuff, like hanging with people, and I think that was cool. I mean, it took me out of the merch world game, but yeah. So long story short, but besides that, I was shooting. I think I went into that mindset of being a merch guy beforehand because I was shooting like smaller shows and all that good stuff.
Tom.
Yeah.
I think we're getting a guest interviewer.
Oh,
yeah,
that'll be cool.
I think we got a guest interviewer here. Let's see Let me see if I can pull him up.
Oh,
In a robe.
Hey, Thomas.
yes.
Hey, what's up, dude?
Dude,
I was just
Dude,
I was swimming
you're the
in my
last person-
infinity. I was swimming in my infinity pool, and I decided I heard you were doing this. I wanted to ask you some questions.
I literally, you were the last person I expected.
Thomas, I want to ask you some questions.
Look
Yes.
at Adam's face. Adam is literally going to pass out. He's bright red.
dude. Jack, how'd you find your way in here, dude? Thanks for joining us, man.
Jackie.
So I was,
Dude,
I was,
this is
I'm swimming in my infinity pool out back of my apartment, and it just connects right to the back of it. And I heard you were answering questions about yourself like usual.
like usual.
Yeah.
You know what we were talking about before this was we were like, oh yeah, have you guys heard of like people just hacking into Zoom calls? This is you being a fucking hacker.
Well, Adam
Like,
invited me.
gotcha.
He didn't give me the password, so I had to try them all.
I'm glad you
You had to
figured it
type in
out.
every sequence.
Yeah, I do have some questions for you though.
Yes, Jackie.
What's your favorite when shooting our band? What's your favorite part about shooting me?
Honestly, I first of all, you're probably the most energetic person in the goddamn world. But one, you make me so nervous because you're always looking at the photographer. Like you're always looking at.
Are you not supposed to do that?
No, you're always just like.
Hey, man, are you doing your job?
And there's so many times where like you try to talk to me, and I'm like,
I
love it.
Who's your least favorite member of the shoot then in our band?
Of your band, I don't have a least favorite. I like Ryan. I like.
It's just between us. It's just between us.
Yeah, nobody else.
It's just you and I.
All right, then.
All
All right, the rest of this is just for my own personal shooting. I want to know sensor dust or no sensor dust.
No sensor dust.
All right, I'm gonna write that down real quick.
Jack, well,
wait,
Jack,
Nikon or Leica?
Oh, I would go Leica.
Okay, Leica.
Jack's learning today.
Monopod or tripod?
Monopod.
Monopod? All right, I'm gonna write that one down too. Photoshop or Fortnite?
Dude, I've never played Fortnite in my whole life.
So Photoshop?
Photoshop.
All right, shoot one, photograph, capture one. Ansel Adams, Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Duff.
Wait, what are the options?
Shoot one, photograph one, capture one.
Okay. I'll photograph Hillary Clinton. Who are the other options?
Ansel Adams.
Are you saying Ansel Adams? It's Ansel Adams.
Dude,
I had to look that one up.
Dude, I think I've figured out that Jack is one of the funniest people in the whole world. Because haven't laughed this hard in forever. Like, just... Also,
I do appreciate when I did get into photography, you guys, like, I'd go to you guys for questions and you didn't make fun of me.
It was like the littlest thing. Like,
I was like, what is... Yeah,
like, how do I make this darker? Why is this too bright? Why do I not like this? You'd be like, why don't I like this?
Tell me why I don't like
What's
it.
going on here? Jack, are you still shooting?
Yeah, I do. I have all my camera stuff here, actually.
Let's go. Show off your camera.
I have all these lenses, and I don't know what to do with them. They're from 1970. They're from literally 1970.
Put them on a camera.
My dad gave them to me.
Oh wait, you need a camera?
Oh yeah, this is Steve, Jack. By the way.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, Jack. How are you, bud?
How you doing, man?
Oh my God, you've got a classic Canon.
My dad gave it to me, and I don't know what to do with it. Like, it's so old.
We have a... I'm sure between Tom and I, we might know a guy who can teach you how to use it.
Yeah, but
my favorite thing about
you told me to get the Contacts too. I love that thing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
There also is something that I love, and I took, not that I stole it from your house, but stole the idea, is the Instax wall that you have.
Oh yeah, I love that thing, man.
Great idea.
What about this?
Plus you have.
What about this art behind him? I think they're big toes.
Yeah, you're like, are those toes behind you? I'm like, yeah, Adam, I got a bunch of toes hanging up.
It's the edge of his shower shoes.
Oh yeah.
Oh
All
my
right. I
god.
love
Alright.
you guys. Have a good time.
All
I
right,
love you,
later,
Jackie.
Jack.
Nice to meet you, Jack.
Nice to
Peace.
meet you. Take care.
All right,
I'm
there we go.
literally crying. Oh my
Dude,
God.
Oh, that was Jack.
I honestly didn't even think that he was about to pop in this chat.
I was like, we got a surprise interview guest today, Steve. I'm gonna donate some of
I
my
thought-
time to it.
I
That
thought it was
was
gonna
so
be like
good.
Desai or someone, honestly. Dude, that was phenomenal. And he's like a pretty good photographer.
Yeah, he is very good. If you guys
You're
get a
just saying that
chance-
because he's probably still in the chat, right?
No, he's probably back in his infinity,
He's
his
shit.
fake infinity pool. I really wanted to
God
know his
damn it.
answer on shower shoes or no shower shoes. I don't know what do you think his answer would be?
He's a big shower shoes guy.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll take that.
And what about you?
That's great.
Yeah. What about you, Tom?
I have been recently a big shower shoes guy. When I was younger, I didn't care at all.
Just since you got your own place, now you wear shower shoes.
No, I don't wear shower
I
shoes.
know
at
it was
my
a joke.
apartment.
It was a bad joke. All right, continue.
No, but I feel like when I was younger, it was probably worse because I was in, I would say, smaller venues that were probably not as well maintained as the newer venues, and as my career, I guess, got a little bit more intense.
Yeah.
I would say the
Camping.
accommodations and everything got a little bit better. So it was kind of opposite for me. But yeah, now I do wear shower shoes. Thank God.
Hell yeah.
Try to
Well,
look out for my feet, man.
yeah, I know.
Oh, I'm looking at these emotes. Oh my God.
Do you see him? Oh, thanks for the subscribe. Well, if you hear that noise, it's because somebody subscribed. I put a little SpongeBob thing on the screen too.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
His shower shoes are so dirty. He just wears shower shoes. Oh my God.
Josiah's in the chat. Josiah, we were supposed to text him at 5 and we didn't, so he just kind of. Did you get that while you were talking? He said thank you for not.
I did.
Yeah. Everybody say hi, Josiah. He's going to be on hopefully next Thursday.
Hi, Josiah.
And what up, Mo? Mo has donated 3 gift subs to this. Also, thanks to everybody who's
Damn.
donated subs. I appreciate it heavily.
Big Mo.
Obviously, we're not a gaming channel, but we're doing what we can. We'll take what we can, and I appreciate the people who show up.
Hell yeah.
All right, Falcone. That about burned me out. I know that wasn't too extensive of an interview, but I'm so happy you enjoyed that as much as I hoped you would.
Wait, so did you give him the questions? You had to have.
What? No, he
No.
wrote those all on his own.
On his own.
No way.
He literally wrote them down. They were probably printed somewhere.
Yeah. They were.
Oh my. I love how he said Hansel. But whatever.
Yeah, Ansel Adams. Ansel Adams
Ansel
is
Adams.
the best thing ever. I never know if it's on purpose or not with him. Like, I'm like, I can't tell.
Yeah.
Like, if that was that was great.
Incredible. Well, yeah. So yeah, back to kind of, what I was saying. I was shooting in like local small shows
Mhm.
in around New York, New Jersey, and stuff. And I think I was about like 16. And then when I had turned 18 or 19, when I was
Sorry about
shooting
that.
shows at the Chance in no, it's all good. Like when I was shooting shows at like the Chance, kind of like in the area that I grew up of upstate New York. That's when I had met the band We Are the In Crowd, and they had signed to Hopeless Records. I had met them. I was the closest photographer.
Ooh, he'll come back soon.
He will.
Hand in hand, they were
There
just
it
like,
is.
yeah, like you should shoot all of our stuff. And
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
No, you're good. Keep
But yeah,
going.
yes, I was the closest photographer like to their their hometown, and they were just like, yo, like you're good, you have a professional camera. Like I wasn't that good, but I was learning and whatever. But they decided to take me on the road because they needed a merch guy who would do things not at a very high price, and I
Mhm.
was very young, so I said, let's do it. And that really like put my whole career into effect, just meeting people on a tour like that. It was Warped
Mhm.
Tour.
Yeah, and everything's
So-
kind of spin. I mean, it's because you're like, I've hung out with you before. You make friends with people like when you know them for less than 5 minutes, and I'm like, it takes me 5 years to do that. So like, if you put Tom on a
Yeah.
tour, like he's set for life. If you get him in front of the people that need to hire him, they will hire him. It's just a matter of getting him there. Once he's there,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about
Okay,
it.
so then that begs the question then. You're on a tour with people you did not know before. What's your tip for people to make friends faster?
Just being relatable.
Well, good.
I think this might sound crazy, but like a couple things that I learned at a very young age, but also just to get to know people and kind of be friends. To be completely honest, I was just like hanging whenever people were like partying. I was always around. I was super, super nice to people. I was kind of doing whatever the trend was, but not being like overbearing and stuff. I was just like being myself, and I think people really appreciate that.
Be
but
real.
just putting yourself out there, not being shy and stuff, and I still to this day, I would say I'm insanely outgoing on the road, and I love that.
Dude, you're outgoing everywhere you go. I like hang
I was
out with
just gonna
Tom.
say.
I've hung out with Tom before, and I just find myself asking myself, I was like, what have I been doing wrong my whole life? How is he friends with our bank teller already? We've been here for 5 minutes. This person is in a suit. Like, it's so crazy to me. But anyway, yeah, sorry. Keep going.
God damn it. But no, yeah, I mean, that's kind of really the story, and kind of how I just got started, and it was a trickle effect and led into other artists being like, oh man, like that dude was so cool, like we should take him on the road. And there was a few opportunities that really set me into place when it came down to meeting the tour manager of Mayday Parade, who is Mike Finn, still one of my best friends, and one of my latest tour managers still to this day, 10 years ago.
Thanks for
and yeah, I mean, he I think that I grew with him like as a friend, and like he kind of took me along the ride, which was great. So I'm like so thankful of like, I feel like there's always that one person to really help your career elevate, and he was that person.
That's great. Yeah, it's
good. Do me a favor. List off like the top 5 artists that you've toured with.
It's actually really interesting because every artist I've worked for is very different genres. And it was like a massive goal of mine when it came down to having a diverse portfolio as a photographer. But I started with a band called We Are the In Crowd, and then I went to Mayday Parade, 2 rock bands. Then in between that, I kind of dabbled with like EDM, like DJs. A DJ named RL Grime and Bauer. I got really close knit with the teamwork management team and everything, and they're still amazing people. So then that led me into Big Sean. Oh no, sorry, that led me into All Time Low. And then I toured with All Time Low for a couple years after Adam and I had done a bunch of stuff together. And then after All Time Low is when I did Big Sean, and I'm still working with Sean. And then Sean kind of took a little break, and then I did Dylan Francis for a long time. So like I went from rock to kind of popish to hip hop to EDM. I feel like I'm like all over the place,
Nah, dude, it's because that's good though. You probably learned so many different things from each one of those routes. Like it's probably crazy how different they are.
And every single one was, down from bus touring down to, with Dylan, it was just flying. Like we did one bus tour in like almost 3 years. So like it's such different style of touring, I think, all around, and it helped me grow and kind of just learn as a photographer how to work around things and how to shoot, say, with more gear versus less gear, being compatible, being like accessible, being, just an all around, just trying to do everything,
Yeah, that's fair. That's great. Well, it obviously works because it obviously got you where you were today. And
Thanks,
I mean,
bud.
right now I know go, Steve.
No, who's the bucket list artist that you haven't shot that you wish you could? Got him thinking.
Are you saying like portraits or live?
Both. Doesn't have to be the same one though.
It's your best day ever. You get both.
Yeah. You get to shoot portraits during the day and then go do a different band at night for live.
Well, thank you.
I do really enjoy hip hop artists, honestly. I think that they have so much to them, like so much depth. And I think maybe because this is my personal experience, but like Sean's team is so big and amazing, like, down to stylists, down to management and everything. Like there's so much going along to it that it's so inspiring, and it makes my job so much easier that there's a stylist and there's like a creative director and like this and that, and that I can just focus on taking pictures. And obviously every level's not like that, but I would say the bigger artists that I have toured with all have that, and it just makes me so happy to like be a part of a team that's collectively like collaborating and stuff like that. And I think relating to hip hop, like I love hip hop and stuff, but yeah, I don't really know who is like a dream. Maybe Drake maybe like Kanye. I would love to shoot Kanye.
There you go.
I might get some hate for that, but who knows?
Hey man, that's okay. You just want to shoot somebody because you respect and you like their music. That's fine.
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
like her music, but I also
Like
kind of
what
like
they've
what
done.
you know.
Josiah said
yeah.
Kendrick.
100%. Yeah,
There you
100%.
go.
Like I think that, and they all have such an insane artistic brand and stuff, and that's why I actually like Kanye a lot. He just
Mhm.
has so much to him. You know, I love his. I like his fashion stuff. Do I like his music? Like, yeah, sure. But yeah, he just has a wild personality. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, what this girl's saying, Marissa.
Marissa, I think you met Marissa.
Yeah.
Maybe. She used to
You
come
should-
over and work with me in LA. I don't remember if you met her while you were here.
Oh,
I was
cool.
also gonna say Mo asked, so the production allows for a little more freedom to get certain shots, like when you have people with big productions.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, easily.
Yeah, Kendrick would be cool.
Kendrick's great, man.
System of a Down, somebody said. That's a good one too.
Yeah,
That
I
would be a
just
good
saw
one.
that. That's great. That's so good.
Is there something since you bring up production? Is there something production wise different from some of the earlier rock bands you toured with to Big Sean that you like or dislike based on the style of music production?
Yeah, it's actually funny because once I started doing All Time Low was the first time I ever shot against
Thank you.
video walls, like LED walls. And Adam was on that tour, and I was pretty young at the time, and I never shot an arena or anything. So
Are you
that
talking
was just
about
like a
Europe?
mind blowing. Yeah, when we did the UK.
That's crazy hearing you say you were pretty young at that time. That seems very recent to me. How long ago was that?
5 years.
Oh, that is crazy, huh?
Yeah,
Wait, how old are you
but yeah,
now?
it was like the first. I'm 28.
23? Okay, fair. Continue.
So I was 23, but yeah, it was like the first time I was introduced to like massive video walls, and trying to work against that back production as well, instead of just like a backdrop that's like lit. Whereas like that, the content behind them, the artist, I feel like is always changing, and that you can get creative with that as well, whether
Mhm.
it's making the content pop from the background and doing like silhouettes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like as my career grew, that was introduced to me more and more when it came down to like Sean uses a lot of LEDs, and Dylan, since
Thank
Dylan's
you.
a DJ, he uses so many video walls and stuff. So it's like it was new for me, and it was challenging at first, honestly, because like I didn't know if I liked it or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like that. Sorry, I didn't mean to just say yeah. No, that makes sense. It's cool to like. It's cool like. I don't know about you, but during the moment of shooting those shows or something, I never realized what I'm learning. And then I look back
Yeah.
on it. I've like looked back on everything and really gone over it and been like, what did I learn here? And then you can
Yeah.
think about it. But while you're in the moment, you don't know. You're just kind of doing it. Like even just right now. Sorry, that's so loud. By the
But
way.
you have to be open in that moment. You may not
Yeah.
realize it, but you've got to
Right.
have the mental state to be willing to absorb it.
For sure.
Steve breaking it down.
Breaking it down.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, hell yeah. That
That was a fun tour. That was a
so fun.
very fun tour. I liked our AV Club. The AV Club photos were my favorite.
I was just gonna say that. Like,
Yeah, we'll have to find
Adam
that.
Adam and I had our own dressing room every night on that tour, and like we would just kick it. It was so sick.
It was fun. I feel like I honestly thinking back, one of the things I learned is I feel like, not trying to make this about myself, just wanted to share into what you're saying, is that I feel like I
For sure.
didn't hang out enough. Like I feel like I get so into doing photos that like I miss sometimes the like aspect of touring, like the camaraderie, because I'm just like shooting
sure.
or editing, or like I'm barely ever hanging out like and drinking or
Yeah.
chilling. And I feel like you were really good at
I mean,
balancing
I
those
think
things.
yeah, I tried, but also my job was very, very different than yours when it came down to like I was just archiving footage for the documentary,
Mm.
and you were delivering that night. So it's, I was doing more video on that tour.
Yeah.
So I think there's two different aspects of it, whereas like you wanted and needed to deliver that night, and then I was just there to consistently film like pretty much everything. So,
Yeah, we had
but
different
yeah,
roles, I guess.
there's just two different ends. Yeah, definitely.
But
Plus, like
you
you
said
known the guys
something.
for a long time.
You said something that's interesting to me.
Ooh, what
You
is it?
said you had never. You're on tour
Mhm.
in the UK, but you had
Mhm.
never shot an arena show before.
No.
So your
never.
first arena show was actually being a tour worker.
Yeah, I because I never really shot bigger acts, even when I was just like freelancing and trying to get into music. Like I never had that opportunity. I was always shooting out like smaller shows because I didn't really know the levels of capacities of what the touchable and untouchable of artists that I can shoot were.
Mm.
And that was always in the back of my brain. I was like, man, like I'll always just shoot like these bands that are, playing a 1,500 cap or whatever.
Right.
And to be completely honest, when I got hired for that tour, I didn't look at the venues because I didn't realize the band All Time Low was that big.
That
and
was
we
so
get
different.
there and I was like, wait, what? Like, where am I? Like, I didn't look up the venues or anything. And I think for my mindset, that was maybe better because I went into it with a clear mind of being like, all right, this is what I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than like, and I think it's different for everyone, but I didn't plot out everything. But also Adam taught me a lot on that tour. He was like, yo, let's go climb what's it called?
Oh yeah, we were climbing those. We would get like passes. I remember the venue.
Harnesses
Yeah.
and dude.
We would get like, there was one venue where the security guard's like, hey man, I can take you up there. I got the key card. And he would just like walk you through the whole venue and take you up to the top so you could shoot. Or like, yeah, the other venue, you get like harnesses or wake up early. It was fun. And
So there's a question then.
What?
Thomas goes into an arena. It's his first time. He walks in first, his jaw hits the floor. Do you go to Adam, or does Adam just come to you and say, let me show you the ropes? How did that with Adam showing you things, how did that come about?
Formal,
did you ask?
Right? It's never that formal, right? No.
It was always just like, because obviously Adam and I had known each other for a real long time, but it was the first time we were working together as a team. So I personally thought that he was helping me, but I feel like we both collabed on the same thing, and like we were there for the same reason, like to get the best content possible. And like there was no butting heads. It was just like, if Adam woke up one day earlier than I did and was like, yo, I found something sick, we should go do this, I'd be like, great, that's amazing. It's not like he was withholding it with me. And it was my first time working on a team, like I said, with another photographer, and it taught me a lot, honestly, and I would love to do it more.
Yeah, it was chill. It was nice to just be able to focus on your own thing, and then like, I don't know, it was a good vibe. I honestly don't remember like, I feel like we worked really hard. I don't think I hung out with you that much other than when we were working and sitting in that room. Like, I don't think we did much else.
See, because it sounds like it.
I know, but I'm trying to think back. Maybe my memory is bad. I feel like we worked super hard on that tour. And then we hung out because we just had to download shit a ton. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
My memories are faded.
It was awesome.
So here's a question from the chat.
It was a good
Izzy Holmes says, so rule number 1 is make friends with the security guys, which, you want to make friends with the security guys. But I'm going to rephrase it. Thomas, what's your rule number 1 on a tour? Actually, Adam, too.
Hang out with Tom.
I would say mine is always be super friendly to like your team and security. I am a huge person to just sit in the production office and just like kick it with tour manager, production managers, security guards. If they ever need catering, I'll be like, yo, I'll go get you catering, like whatever. Like there's literally been so many times that I've gotten security guards catering because they're too busy. And I think that like really goes a long way because, on a tour that and
come back to us, Tom.
Say you're not doing anything, like, there's not a lot of times where you're shooting. Oh,
you're good. By the time you catch it, it's usually over. Sorry. Yeah, you're good. What? Yeah,
I just think that like production, like hanging out in the production office and like really getting to know people. Why are you laughing at me?
Because it's skipping. What's that called? What's it called? There's a word for it. I always forget it. It's like literally an emote that represents that face.
You're freezing a lot.
Yeah, so it's just funny to watch. But you're fine, Tom. It's a non-issue,
just so
to be
that
honest.
No, when it freezes, it's not freezing on the perfect ultimate facial expression to freeze on.
Boomer delay. That's what I'm talking about. Boomer delay. That's what it's called.
Yeah. Boomer delay. God damn it.
But you're fine.
I just try to get friendly. Sorry, guys.
No, go.
I just try to get friendly with like the whole team and the local guys and not really get in anyone's way because I feel like everyone is always just so busy and sometimes towards a high strung, environment. And if you get on somebody's nerves, I feel like they can snap at any time. So like I just try to be like the nicest person, like the most fun person to be around and stuff,
It works. You are fun.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah. Steve.
Yeah.
I think we got it. On that note, I know we like just kind of did random whatever you want to do interview, but that's the fun. Thanks for the follow. You can. Why don't you get into the photo? Do you want to pull it up and share the screen?
Yep, I sure will. I've got it ready to go right here. Hold on.
I'll just throw it on the screen that way. It's so much easier.
Yeah. Got it right here.
It might make me full. Oh yeah, that's fine.
There we
go. Do.
Okay.
We could talk about this.
That should be coming through.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's it.
so a couple things on this, because
Yeah.
when I first saw this, first I loved that you submitted, a staged portrait instead of a live shot. But
Thank you.
the first thing that hit me was, who came up with this concept and where is this?
What's that noise?
Okay. Am I good?
Come back to us. Oh, he's there.
Oh, you're good, man. I thought you were deep in thought.
Yeah.
No. I mean, it's kind of a cool story, but it was shot in Atlanta. I forgot what year, but I'd assume that it's on the website and everything. But 2015 or 16 maybe. But it was shot in Atlanta. It was actually a scene from a music video that never came out. So
The scene never came out, or the music video never came out?
The music video never came out.
Okay.
So this was not a stage still. This was a shot during filming.
No. I mean, so I typically go to all of the music videos as well for portraits like this,
Right.
and some behind the scenes, obviously. But after every major scene or location, I would always be like, Sean, or whoever I'm working for, I would say, hey, let me just get a couple portraits in this location and just call it. And I think for him, at least, there's not a lot of BTS being posted, but they love portraits, like actual portraits. Because, I think at the end of the day, realistically, they can use this for, say, like an album cover or a single artwork or something, I know you're laughing, but I know why you're laughing.
Hey, man, we're friends.
But yeah, so yeah, it was obviously staged. It was in Atlanta. It was in like this weird, like abandoned house that it was crazy. I have so many amazing pictures from this day that have never been posted. So
how much
so yeah.
How much say did you have, or was this set already done for the video? Did you have a say on any of the clothing, or because the jacket to me is a key part. That jacket adds texture to what otherwise is a flat panel wall with candles.
For sure.
I mean, in a piano, and somebody had to be crying that piano was getting covered. But either way, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's looking at the piano going, what the hell are you doing to the piano? Why are you ruining the piano?
No, definitely. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting because I've been with Sean for a real long time, to the point where I'm not his stylist or anything. Like, obviously his stylist is there for a reason.
Right.
But there is so many times where his assistant or him will call me and be like, yo, come to his room or come to the trailer. He just wants to make sure that this outfit would look good in a picture. And obviously, like, I feel like I'll give my honest opinion, because I think a lot of what we do is for, shooting this and shooting that. And, I think a lot of these people also, we deliver pictures to the person who made this jacket and stuff for like promo and stuff.
Right.
Because a lot of the clothes are, given to them, and that's a part of the job.
It's interesting to me you're saying they would ask you that. And it's awesome because if his stylist went, hey, this plaid print looks really cool on you, and sent him out in a plaid print that wouldn't look good on this background, that matters.
For sure.
Yeah, I absolutely dig that.
There's been a couple times where I was like, maybe you should change your shirt. And like, I always kind of say it like under my breath. I try to, because like, obviously everyone's a team. I think everyone is there for the same reason, to make this the best possible project ever. So I think that's why a lot of people take my opinion like very seriously. But no, I didn't really have anything to do with this. Not that I remember.
How long did you have with him here?
I would say 5 seconds, 8 seconds.
Seconds. Not minutes.
Always.
Not hours.
No. For something like this, you have to think. You have to think. So I'll always shoot these location things at music videos after the full shot is done, which means the labor crew or the union crew is moving the production while I'm trying to do this.
They're coming in.
So they're coming in to move stuff, and if I'm in the way, and Sean's still there, or whoever's still there, then there's an argument, because obviously they run on certain type of hours and certain type of salary and this and that. It's a whole thing.
You're delaying production at that point. Yeah.
Exactly. So always, I for sure I'm always getting yelled at these kind of situations. It's always like, really, not right now. It's not the good time, like the best time. And I'm always like, and I'll get away. I think when I pulled this image, there was probably eight files.
That's it?
I think so.
Wow. Is there, obviously the candlelight, that many candles actually gets pretty bright. Is there
Yes.
any artificial light in front of him?
To be honest, not that I remember, but I'd imagine that there was some type of fill light from the scene of the video shoot.
Not yours, though.
No, all natural light.
Interesting.
Natural light. It was all ambient, obviously, because they had their production set up.
Was
but
it
yeah,
fogged?
I did not use a flash.
It's like hazed
It
out.
was that fog. Dude, it's super, super hazed.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, which you can see when you're
Okay.
shooting a shot like this, you've got 5 seconds, right? And you don't know what it's going to be used for. Are you
Yes.
thinking about taking, different compositions because they may need, for example, they may need a composition that leaves room for text in a magazine for a double wide spread. They may not. It may be cropped square. Are you thinking about the door in the frame? What's in your head as you're composing?
So there was actually another door to the left. And I wanted to get as center as possible. I think the only thing I really did do was frame it or tell him to be center to the piano, sorry. And I believe, this was a couple years ago, but I believe my thought process behind this was a 1x1 square for an album single artwork or something, or even like Instagram, and in my mindset and kind of even the way that I cropped my final was a 1x1.
So you cropped the door out in your final.
I did, yeah.
Yo, real fast, I just got to interject. Steve, are you guys getting popping from Steve's mic? I'm not trying to call you out, Steve, here, but I realize I can't text you because we're sharing your screen. But is something happening? Am I crazy?
Is it my mic that's popping?
Something keeps going crazy, and I don't know what it is. It sounds like I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting it, and if nobody else is getting it, cool. We'll wait for chat lag, but I just wanted to double check. If not, we're good. It might just be me. Anyway.
I don't know, or it's hard to say. I was hearing some clicking earlier from Thomas's, but that's mostly just his internet.
They're not hearing anything is fine, which is the best way for this. I'd rather be wrong and have everything be great. So I'm wrong. Everything's perfect. Let's continue. Sorry to interrupt.
So that's fine. So I got one more real serious question here because as you're obviously,
thank you.
This is not live.
No.
You don't have to worry about accuracy and color. It could be a wild promotional marketing shot, but when you shoot a shot like this, you do, especially like you said, you might provide this to the maker of the jacket, right?
Yeah.
So at that point, kind of color accuracy gets closer to needing to be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
When you shoot a shot like this, how do you worry about correcting white balance or just basic color correction?
So that is like my biggest and hardest part of a lot of things. I feel like with Sean, it's do I color correct to a tint or like a split tone or something and make him look more green? But I think realistically, I think it really comes down to the client of what they want. And it is actually something I wanted to talk about a lot is that I do sit down with him and his team a lot. Is one, I feel like it's very easy to make dark skin very orange and very, very warm, and it's very, very hard to do in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it does come down to the client, honestly. I think it comes down to what they want, and I try to cater to them because obviously they're employing me. But yeah, I that's how I try to color correct all of his stuff.
What about pose? Like, for example, did you tell him to put his hands in his pockets? Was that he's done it a million times?
That was
so
question.
Was that just him?
He's a natural. He is the natural.
I need to take a photo. All right. He just goes like that.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely sometimes where, if I see the light, see how he's looking out to the right.
Mm-hmm.
If from what I remember, there had to have been a light, top left coming down a little bit. But if he was looking the opposite way, maybe that light was a little bit different. So
yeah, this light is so nice.
Yeah, it's
this
really
light
great.
is beautiful.
But if he was looking the opposite way, then there's no way it's going to happen. So I'd imagine there's little things, but I think with that amount of time and how much him and I have shot together is I think that we kind of know, like, yo, give me a couple poses as much like as fast as possible, and let's get out of here.
Yeah, bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, I feel like once like kind of what you said, Steve, is I think a lot of these people have done a million photo shoots, and they kind of know what they like as well. It's like, I've worked with a female who only really likes to shoot the left side of her face, and I think Sean also kind of thinks some way of that as well.
Which most people know their quote unquote best side. I mean, or the
Exactly.
side they prefer. Most
Ex-
humans already know what side they would pick. But
exactly.
I want to go back to the text thing. In the 8 frames you got here, would you have shot wide and tight? In other words, would this have been a zoom so that you had more paneling should need be for text or not?
No, because I think realistically the panels are so easy to
Thank you,
Photoshop.
Maggie.
I don't think that that's that big of a deal, personally.
Okay. I want to see an edit.
But yeah, it's hard. I was like talking to a bunch of people the other day about it, and I was like, I have edited this picture a million times.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good little sandbox activity, if that makes sense. Like, you can do a lot of things with it. You can take it a lot of ways.
Yes.
I like that about
definitely.
an image where it's so, like, you know what I mean when I say flat. Obviously, I'm not talking about the lighting. I just love how, any place could really be a shadow or a highlight. Nothing's overexposed. Nothing's underexposed. There's tonal, there's depth and everything. It's like, I'm glad that you picked this image to do this.
It's captured so well in camera that it's flexible to whatever your vision is, really.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, it was cool. I think the only composition thing that I really was worried about was making sure that his waist was right at where the piano keys are, and the piano keys and his jewelry of his fingers were in the shot. I know that
you moved yourself. You moved yourself for that. I
definitely did. Yeah. It was also with the 50 prime, so like I had to move myself a lot to do all that stuff.
Were you worried about the candles blowing out?
I think more people were worried about it than I were. I was
worried about the candles. What, Steve?
Blowing out.
You mean like not being lit anymore, or like
no? I probably should have worded it differently.
Yeah.
Clipping.
Oh, got it. I was like, what? Oh, I get it. The photo term.
No.
Duh.
I think it is actually a little. Yeah. God damn it, Adam. I think it's actually a little under.
I just work.
No, candles blowing out kind of has a previous meaning I should have picked up on.
Yeah. What do you do on your birthday?
Yeah.
Just put water on them. Come on.
It would have been funny if Big Sean kept turning around, blowing them out just to mess with you.
Yeah.
We got a raid.
Oh, Don Lumps. Is Don Lumps?
Dang, that's Dan. What's up? Dan, what's up? He's not in Real Friends anymore, but that's how I know him in my head too. Dan from Real Friends. Dude, Dan, thank you.
I love Dan.
What up? Let's see some of his emotes from the people who just joined us. I want to see him. Dang, that's pretty nice of him to do. We appreciate you, bro.
It says Don Lumps, not Dan.
Well,
because I had to get my
Steve,
name
so
changed.
check it out. If people have a name online, it actually doesn't have to be the same one as their real life name.
No,
they could be different.
I would disagree.
No, dude, seriously. This person's name is not Cornish Gamer.
Their parents would disagree with you.
Those are cool.
I love it.
Whoa, Mo, chill out. Mo just gifted 10 subs. Let's go. That's you,
That's
Tom.
awesome.
Tom, that's some very nice. Everybody make sure you say thank you to Mo if you got a sub. You gotta always thank
Mo.
him. Yeah.
Mo rocks.
Yeah, Mo is cool.
Mo,
Tom, you know who Mo is?
I don't think so.
Okay, so remember on the Josh and Neil stream when we brought up 2 super fans who had like been into the 30 shows? She is one of them. So she's the female in that image. Yes.
Oh, yes. Amazing.
Yeah.
Mo, great to meet you.
She's awesome.
Somebody said, I wonder if Tom exchanged any words with Big Sean at one point.
Ever?
I like that.
What's that mean? Like, do you ever talk? Nah, dude, they just communicate in photographs.
And
thanks for all the subs, guys.
Don Lumps is asking, is the raw image still up? And yeah, you can get it at raweditingchallenge.com.
Tonight, we're going to switch over to a new image, but it'll be in the past challenges, and you can catch up. Yo, edit some photos with us. Come on, let's go.
Dude, I would love if Dan did that.
And who's
Oh,
this?
Ant Pruitt is in here too. Ant, how are you, my friend?
I don't know, Ant.
Ant does a bunch of podcasts for Leo Laporte's Twit network.
Oh, cool.
Hands-on photography,
Yo.
does a fitness podcast.
Dude, that's the thing I love about working with Steve, and it's just like we know very different sections of the music
Yeah.
industry. Like so
Yeah, I
polar.
love that.
Like I go to freaking like I learned so much from this guy. So.
I am Boomer Leg.
What'd you get, Don? What'd you get, Dan? What'd you get? Got a camera, he said.
I just nice. I'm surprised that he doesn't shoot film. I feel like he would be a film guy. The Lumix
GX5 85. I don't know what that is, but sick.
Do you ever shoot
Damn.
film, Thomas?
Yeah, I do. A lot of like I feel like I'm trying to get better at it. I actually just bought a land camera the other day, and I bought a bunch of very cheap FP100 C film, which is discontinued at the moment. It usually goes for around, I would say, like $80 or $85, and I got it for very cheap.
Wow,
So
that's
I, like,
almost
met this guy-
$1,000.
Did
Dude,
you
it's
check
insane.
the expiration date?
Well, it's all expired. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's
which
all
is great.
expired. Doesn't matter.
I'm pumped to use it. I'll be real. Like I'm pretty pumped. I just think that it's going to be a little process for it because it's like a rangefinder. The camera, it's a Polaroid 250, so it's like it's from 1970.
Well,
so I got it for like $20.
I appreciate all these
But yeah,
people
I
who
do-
came in here. Sorry, Tom, what are you saying? Let's get you editing here. But Tom, I just want to say what you are to the people who don't know. But Tom is a photographer for Big Sean, and he works for other musicians as well. And today he's going to share how he edits a photo. So stick around. It's cool. And hang out.
Right.
Sorry to interrupt
I'm
you,
anxious
Tom.
to see this.
What were you gonna
I'm
say,
actually
Thomas?
fascinated to see what order you go through with your editing.
Yeah.
So much pressure.
Nah,
much-
dude.
Oh, dude.
While you do it, we actually all
Oh,
shut our
thank
eyes,
you.
and then we just rewatch it later. Just to help you out. That's how it works. And we just talk.
God damn it.
Hype
cool.
for this. Yeah,
I
get hype.
mean, if you.
Just share your screen, brah. And we'll go from there. So,
Oh, cool. Well, let me pull up.
yeah, no rush. Do you?
Let me-
Steve, I hope I didn't cut you off too early, though.
Not at all.
All right, Tom,
good.
everybody can see your screen now, Tom.
Tight.
Just gonna have to chat for a little bit. Cool.
What am I doing? Oh, there we go.
And, yeah, I love that you're just outside of a house right now, chilling. You're like the
Yeah, I did.
You're like the grandpa of Twitch calls. Are you in a rocking chair?
Dude. No, I just got to my parents' house. They
Yes.
wanted to like make a fire for me, and I think they're watching the stream literally right behind me.
They're watching
So,
it.
Big shout out to them. Yeah, they were like, "What are you doing?" I was
Yo.
like, "I'm gonna like."
Parents Falcone, thanks for watching because I think that he's saying less bad words, so that's good for the stream because I didn't label it NSFW.
Well, he
so-
was saying less bad words.
Yeah,
That could
he
change.
Yeah, Tom, make it a pressure for the parents.
yeah,
Tell,
I haven't cursed as much as
Are you?
I usually do.
Yeah. What are you guys up to these
I'm
days?
just-
What are you guys doing?
I'm just looking at the metadata because I was pretty interested of what it was shot on. But yeah, it was a Mark III.
Wow, dude. You could shoot with the
2000
5D Classic. That's how good you are. You could shoot.
So should I just go? Should I just go for it?
Well, like usually what I like to say is like, I know we kind of talked about behind the shot with Steve, but if you want to talk about when you bring this photo into Lightroom, then you can say like, okay, what's like the process before you edit? Like can you hear me? You good?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. I thought you said something. But yeah, what's the
No.
process before you edit? Like, okay, you see this photo, like, do you play around with a few sliders? Do you think about, like, just talk us through before you even start editing what happens.
So I wish I had my drives honestly because I'm unbelievably organized, and I feel like Adam, you can attest to this. But I'm like, and I had learned. I think there was a couple of people that I had learned it all from. You being one of them, down to artist, year, month, date, like kind of carouseling all the way down to the raws of every single day I've ever shot a project or anything. So I wish I could show that, but I don't have that.
It's all good. Some other time. And also,
So yeah,
go.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, usually I'll, import all the raws into a drive, bring the folder into Lightroom, and then kind of go.
So
from
you
select. I tried.
can I interrupt? I apologize, but you said something interesting. Are you importing through Lightroom, or you're manually in Finder dragging images and then importing the folder?
I just import the full folder.
Straight from the camera card to a folder in Finder.
No. Straight to a hard drive.
Okay.
Yo, Thomas, who's RTS Nick?
Nick Carp.
He said he tried to call you.
He literally tried to call me. Like, yeah.
Nick, come on, dude. He's streaming. Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, he clearly.
Come on, Nick. Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, go.
You good.
It's okay. It'll go SD card to hard drive folder, straight into Lightroom, and then I'll organize everything through a catalog on a drive. Obviously backed up and everything. I'm a very like OCD freak when it comes down to backing up. So yeah, I think other than that, there's a lot of times that I actually just recently learned to do this, was to start flagging images in camera while I'm at a shoot. It's like a very new thing that I started doing that I wish I did years ago. But it really does eliminate the fact of kind of like wasting your time just going through the catalog, just in general, seeing what kind of pictures you're looking for. It like really helps, in my opinion. So I would typically just go and, click. I would go here. Where is it? Oh, you just type in. So you can like filter through all this, obviously. Yeah. Should I just
give it a quick edit? Rock and roll.
Go for it.
You can just
you have a text message, by the way.
Oh, should I mute that?
No, I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
yeah,
it is.
You're good. You're good. Just make a. Okay. I would say pull the screen all the way to the right there, so it covers your desktop, and you can just hide the presets place if you don't want to use it. If that makes sense.
Yeah, well, usually I'll use some presets, but yeah, I'll do this.
Oh yeah, that's fine too. That's perfect. Yeah, we cannot see the left pane now, and we can see all of the right. That's perfect, Tom.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah. So usually for this, obviously it was a very, very warm image. It was probably here.
Yeah.
So I'll usually start off with temperature and just try to get it as neutral as possible, but not looking too cold or warm. And I'll usually base it off of his skin tone.
Yeah.
Not really dependent on the background.
Okay.
I feel like skin tone for a person. I feel like skin tone for me is very, very important. It really depends if I would use, like a neutral color or something. Like that looks okay to me.
Like if you were going to eyedrop in this, where would you eyedrop? Because for me, I'd probably go for the white fur.
See, I would maybe go like around here, but I don't like.
Or even his necklace. Yeah. All right.
True. Well, I would have went to candle, honestly, or maybe somewhere around here, but
yeah,
it kind of doesn't really look right. But when I did re-edit it a couple days ago, I went to the wall, which is very interesting because I feel like it was the most stable color, I guess, if that's the right term. Like you can kind of just see like it's all very consistent, whereas like this is like
Yeah, I love that lag.
I love it.
But yeah.
No, he's back.
Are we good?
No, you're good. We could deal with a little bit of lag here and there. It's not bad at all.
It's called the internet.
Yeah, it's the internet.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Nah, dude, it's a non-issue, to be honest. You're good.
Cool. Well, yeah, that's usually kind of how I'll start it. Another massive thing for me is that I have crazy OCD chopping and like making stuff is very, very straight and all that stuff.
Oh God, I thought I was the only one. I'm so happy.
No, it's the way that I actually learned was to go from up to down and not skip any steps and not go backwards. But this was like a very, very long time ago. But yeah, typically something like this I would crop in as.
Do you use masks, Tom? Somebody just wants to know. You don't have to. I'm just curious. Like gradient mask, or in Lightroom, like the gradient or the.
So a lot of my post stuff as well goes from Lightroom to Photoshop.
Okay, cool. So that would probably be a Photoshop thing, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
So this is an important, yeah, for me at least. I feel like for me, this is like an important thing to do, especially for this specific image, is that since I know that it was very, very hazy, and to start editing it for me, I would automatically go to the dehaze, just to begin with, just to see, just to kind of bring it there.
Ooh, I like that tone. Damn, I like what you did already better. Like when I fooled around with it the other day, I was like, damn, I did it. This is sick.
See what's happened with that jacket already too? That jacket just, the texture just leaves.
Oh, it looks so good, Tom.
It looks so good. I love the chain. Sorry, I'm gonna kind of go out of order, but
dude, we're not here to learn what other people do. We're here to learn what you do. Just literally do whatever you want. Nothing's incorrect.
So then after this, I would kind of like figure out like a middle tone, just because I feel like I have the insider of knowing that it was very hazy in there.
Yeah, and right now he's using the curves, so he's just messing around with.
Sorry.
Dude, you can go into your zone. If you don't talk, I'm gonna fill in with words. But if you want to talk, go for it. And neither way is wrong or right. Whatever just works is all that matters.
Play by play.
Yeah. So I'm gonna fill it in with talk if you don't talk, and you can interrupt me whenever you want.
Yeah. You can do that.
Sorry, no, he's just messing with curves right now. So he's basically just messing with the tones, and instead of putting points on the curve, he's using the sliders, which is the exact same thing, just a different way to do it.
Right. And I tend to use sliders too. But what I also love here is he's not using your standard S curve.
Yes.
He's making a custom curve for this image.
That looks like an S to me. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think that the S like really works that well for it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want to make sure that like his skin tones are fine. You want to make sure that the candles are not blown out.
And then, yeah, that looks awesome. I like how it's like not like it's so hard with this photo because I feel like the warm looks so good too. It's so tempting to not do it. Yeah.
I also usually edit with a mouse. I'm on my just like trackpad right now.
You're fine. Right after this, we're gonna ask you to composite him.
So but yeah, then after this, I'll usually just like look at the highlights. I usually don't go that crazy.
So right now he's doing saturation of each color. So he's in huge saturation slider, and he's basically changing. And now he's doing luminance. So this is another way to brighten stuff. No, dude, you're fine. Just interrupt me if you want me to stop. But so he's messing with the brightness and the colors of mostly the warm tones right now. Which even if you change a photo to black and white, you can still do color channels. It still has them saved, so it doesn't really matter.
It's actually a great way to do color, to do black and white.
It is, yeah. It's such a great way. Also, there's been so many black and white submissions that I loved.
Yeah, dude, it's a good black and white photo.
Yes.
It's a great black and white. Yeah, I loved it. Thanks. Oops.
Nice as hi. Hi, Tom.
Is she in the chat?
No, she just walked by me to make dinner.
Fuck yeah.
So
but yeah, I would usually go and start around there, and then honestly, sometimes I like to put a little, let's see.
So Darkos 15 said that they don't know how split toning works and they need to mess around with it to find out. Yes, you definitely do. And really all it is you're putting a hue, a specific color in the highlights, separately a specific color in the shadows, and then you can mix how much of each.
And it looks awesome usually.
Great on black and whites, by the way. You can use split toning to add a little bit of yellow, for example, into a black and whites. Very little. It just changes it from your standard black and white.
And contrary to Steve, I hate doing that. So Steve loves it. I hate it. That's just one of those. You know how you just probably have a few things that you hate? Like mine is that. Yes. It doesn't mean it's wrong. I just don't like it.
I prefer a traditional straight black and white. I don't mind now and then a little bit of tint, though.
Sorry, Tom. We're riffing. What are you doing?
Hey, just ripping, dude.
What did you just mask? Tell us what you just masked.
So I just masked. Okay, so since I really enjoy, there's obviously two parts of the photo. There's obviously the subject, and then there's the background, and the background is a little overexposed. So I did just throw a mask over, just this. It's obviously kind of messy, but
Yeah, on a
Um,
laptop, you guys, for the sake of time, he's not going to go in and do each of those lines. But
and it's only like a tenth of a stop down, which is
yeah.
not that bad.
Well, that's
Like I'm
math.
not gonna.
That's math right there, man. Tenth of a stop.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I would usually go around here. So yeah, so this might blow your mind because I've been seeing you guys do a lot of hating on the clarity, but for something like this,
Oh, that's just
might
sport. That's just for fun. We don't actually
Yeah.
hate clarity.
No.
Just to clarify.
like
I use clarity as well. I just don't put it at 70 usually.
no, what you don't like this?
Oh yeah.
All right, Dave Hill, let's go. Well, he did it right.
But yeah, I mean, uh, yeah, this is pretty much what I would do with it to an extent.
You just passed right by lens correction. Do you not use profile corrections generally, or just your
No,
choice on this shot?
I looked at it. I clicked enable. I just don't like it really. Plus, it was a 50. I feel like if it was for like a wide angle, then it's a different story.
Right.
But since it is a 50,
It's
I don't
pretty
really
straight.
like how. Yeah, it's pretty straight.
I'd end up turning it on and then just turning the vignette correction off anyways.
Yo, trying to find the horizon
Yeah.
of this thing was impossible. I ended up changing your lines. Like I like literally morphed the photo. It was so hard to do. This photo messes with my head. So you made it look good, but because like the piano's at an angle, huh?
You can use
yeah.
you can use the correction tools though to draw the lines where they're horizontal.
That's what I did. Drove me crazy.
And it still didn't? Wow.
No, yeah, it's still. I know it works, but
Yeah, that's how I made the horizontal line. Or sorry, that's how I did it as well.
Yeah.
I literally just looked at it from the piano standpoint.
yeah.
But yeah, I think
From the
other than
piano.
this, I think that this is yeah from the piano. Sorry.
No, I love
I
it.
think I don't really edit like that much, honestly.
That's
But
great.
other than that, I would throw into Photoshop, and then here I'll kind of do like a quick.
I mean, when you have a photo that's like on it, not just sucking up to you, Tom, it's a very good photo straight out of camera. Like you have to do
Yeah,
very little
sure.
work to this to make it good. And I think it helps that you're on a professionally lit music video thing. Like that light, like I know you said they didn't have too much, but that light is beautiful. Like you did a good job
Yes.
putting it on his face very nicely there.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thank
Were
it's
you able
lovely.
to do a test shot on this scene for your exposure before Sean stood there?
I wish I remembered.
Okay.
I don't though.
But it would have been
I-
manual
I-
mode, or would you have done aperture priority, or what would you shoot at?
A lot of times, I'll be honest, a lot of times I do shoot aperture priority, because things are so fast in like
Right.
the worlds that like I've been in. Like there's some of my favorite shots that I know I'll go into it being like, yo, I have like 1 minute to do this, and put in aperture priority. I know what aperture I need, and then just run it from there. And like I think a lot of people hate on it, honestly, but it's a tool. It's a tool, and it's there to like
Yeah, dude, that's
help
great.
you.
Yeah.
You know, and so many people are like, dude, you shoot aperture priority. I'm like, man, y'all are crazy.
Don't judge
Nothing
me.
wrong with aperture priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that if it works, then it works, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's people. I think
Yeah.
I would hope that when people make fun of those things, it's just for fun. It's not actually like, wow, did you know Tom shoots aperture priority?
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole
I think
setup.
most people are making fun just
Yeah.
for fun.
Yeah. I'm like, man, whatever. But no, other than this, I would just like,
Tom's ready to fight.
you know, especially for purposes like this, I think that there does need to be some retouching for like spot healing when it comes down to his face.
I love that you
something
left
like
some of the
this.
noise in there too, in all honesty.
I like the noise, but also it kind of goes hand in hand with what the music video was supposed to be. So that's also another reason why I think I shot it at very high ISO.
Full auto is the way, says chat.
Yeah, dude, just
What's up,
full auto.
DeSantis? DeSantis is here. I think I'm saying the name right. Got a lot of good photographers stopping by today. Appreciate you guys coming by. I know everybody's, well, not as busy as usual, but still appreciate your time. Sorry, what were you saying, Steve?
No, I thought I had the raw here. I was gonna look up what ISO you did shoot this at.
2000.
Okay. On a what'd you say it was, a 5D what?
3.
Okay.
Yeah. There is another. I use this app. I don't know if this is like too much information, but like I use this app to like do
Portraiture.
Yeah.
What's portraiture? Who makes that?
A image Nakonic. How do you pronounce it?
I don't know. That's why.
Hugely popular with certain model shooters and wedding shooters.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. I'll usually do it like depending on what I'm working on, but honestly, I'll do it for skin a good amount. Like I would never do it for like a live photo, but something like this I would.
Right.
This is like a promo shot or like a
Key distinction too. I mean, the intended use of the picture should dictate to an extent what you're going to do to it.
Exactly.
Yes.
If it's a BTS photo of, I didn't really touch it up that much, but you can tell that his face is different. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. And then I would bring it to client and then kind of sit down with them, and it's like a big back and forth situation. It's like, hey, you should touch this up, or like, I need this, or like, can you make it a little bit more warm or a little bit more cool? And it's kind of just like a starting base for me. And this is why I really enjoy the job, honestly, is getting to collab and being like, because there is so many people involved. He's very, very involved when it comes down to his looks and brand as well. So
he's hands-on with everything. Do you like working with people who, I mean, like the alternative is somebody who's like, just take a picture of me, you do everything. Do you like somebody who kind of contributes their 50% of being an artist to it, or however what percent?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think like sometimes it might go too far.
Okay. And what
not
side?
Saying,
I was just going to say, expand on that.
I think sometimes maybe like, obviously you can butt heads and be like, well, I'm an artist too, and they're an artist too. But I don't know. I think it's great to collab, and I think it's great that like if it does go too far, to put your foot down and be like, no, well, this is the reason why I enjoy things. Why do you enjoy it? And then you can like talk about it, especially when it comes down to posting. There's been so many times I've worked for artists where they go, well, this is the best picture. And I go, well, this is the best. And then you give your explanations, and then it all makes sense. Like if you're putting yourself out there, and I think that if you're explaining why you do certain things and why things work and why they don't, I think people will come together on stuff.
And how are you determining what qualifies something as the best? Are you talking about like how well it does for its intended use based on interaction, or how well people look, like, how it looks purely to you guys, or what are you talking about?
Your personal taste, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it also kind of what we were saying before. It depends on what the usage is for. If it's just for social media, there's different ways to look at things. But I think personally, it's kind of like how I perceive things, and like then I give my opinion.
And Tom,
but
just
also
to clarify, wait, it's a Sigma lens, right? Even though it said something weird in the.
It is. I've never used it to Kana or whatever you pronounce it lens.
I think it's yeah. So it's a Sigma 50R.
Yeah,
I don't know why I said it in the whatever data, and I think the website's updated, but yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Tom, based on what you said. How often do you change their mind? When you go to them and they say, no, this is the best shot, and you go, well, I like it, but I think this one fits. How often are you able to persuade them to your point?
I would say 40% of the time.
That's not bad.
Yeah. It's great. It's great. But then that's also them saying, like, I trust this guy, and that makes me feel good to be like, but also you have to think it can't be completely off brand. It has to be cohesive to what they want to put out.
Right.
And, but that's a big collaboration, I love it. I love when I can convince an artist to be like, yo, that's the one. Trust me. Like, this is the one.
Hell yeah. Well, you can stop sharing your screen. Thank you for doing that. Thanks for editing it. I'm sure like things you did that were really normal to you. Well, I know you feel that way, and I don't think it's wrong, but it's also just because you're really good at what you do, and even things that are simple are really, really, really helpful to all us. I don't.
Oh,
I like that you stayed true to the picture too. I mean,
I do as well.
Thank you.
Yeah,
for the follow.
I'm not big on going too crazy. You know what I mean?
For the subscription.
I mean, it has its time and its place, but I always tend to look at it as a huge part of what we do is photojournalistic, even if it's a marketing shot.
Definitely.
You kind of stayed true to that. I dig that. Nice job, and just a wonderful.
Thanks. I mean,
in-camera capture.
Definitely. I think it's different for everything I shoot though. I think it comes down to, you know, a lot of my live stuff is, a bunch of split tonings and this and that. But when it comes down to portraits and something that's very, very specific and shot for a certain way, I would not really mess with it.
Right.
Like I've had clients come up to me and be like, dude, it looks like I'm so green and gonna throw up. I'm like, oh damn it. Like
Yeah, or like how long did it take you to like be able to? I don't know about you, but I'm like, wow, the lighting looks great here. Let's turn it in. And then they're like, I look like I'm constipated. Like, how do you not notice
yeah,
this? And you're like,
Yeah.
I
you gotta
know.
learn how to see somebody as they see themselves, and it's so.
But
Which isn't easy if you're not touring with them.
no. Well, another thing too that like I feel like anyone can really relate to is that when you're working just for say like 12 hours or whatever, and you understand the picture and you understand what your concept is behind it all,
Hmm.
and you sit down and you go and it's say 2 in the morning or whatever. There's a lot of late nights. I feel like just in touring in general. You look at a
Yes.
computer screen, you edit something, and then the next morning you look at it again and you go, oh, what the fuck? Like, why does this look terrible? So I think it's like a mindset thing, and I think late nights on the road really do mess with your eyes, and that's why I try not to edit anymore that late at night, honestly.
Yeah, and then you like wake up the next morning, you look at the photo, you're just like, what was I thinking?
Yeah, like
What
why did I send
what
that to
is
them?
going
Like
on?
the edits, exactly, and
Quick, change
it's a
Dropbox. They're
learning
not
curve
awake
behind it.
yet. Yeah.
See, and
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
my wife is my proofer, and it's always, honey, I love this. Take a look. And she'll walk in and she'll go,
yeah.
why are
What
they
the?
green? I
Yes.
mean, they're
Yep.
not green. Oh no, they're green.
The green thing I
Yep.
got with that lately too. My friend said, "Why is your stuff green?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. That's how my eye
Yep.
works. Maybe
I
you're."
think we're looking at too many colored lights on stage.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so. Give me some. I need to
I'm
start wearing sunglasses. I wear earplugs. I gotta start wearing sunglasses.
Do you want to go
I'm trying
through
to read some of these.
some submissions with Thomas?
I do.
Yeah. Do you mind if I just read this one? This one. A lot of people are like, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, go for it,
It's from
Tom. You
Michelle.
can interact with chat. Steve, while he's doing that, why don't you pull up the? You have the
Yeah.
stuff ready
Cool.
on your screen, and Tom, you can
Oh,
keep
it's
interacting.
ready to go as soon as he's done. Let's
No,
yeah.
Tom, do your thing. I'm gonna go refill my water, and I'll be RB.
Okay.
Don't have too
Nice.
much fun on me.
So Tom, what question were you going to answer?
Well, I see a lot of people like replying to Michelle, and I just wanted to read the comment. It says, "Often when an artist doesn't like a photo as much, it's really personal about the way they look, super outside the actual photo," which is very true as well.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
but see, that's one of the problems is if you're on tour with somebody on a regular basis, you start to understand when you submit. By the way, how many after a show? How many shots do you submit?
it depends. I would say for club
Ballpark.
shows on like a bus, I would say 450 maybe.
Okay. So you
For
start
bigger
to
shows,
understand which shots they react to positively
yes,
and not. And you,
yes,
but somebody like me who
yeah,
shoots first three a lot, it's really
yeah,
hard to know when you post a shot and you go, oh my God, this guitarist looks so cool. That's a rock and roll
yeah.
pose. And then you hear from somebody that knows him, he didn't like that shot.
He didn't like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he thinks he looks overweight, or I mean, you don't know how. And then there's the other guy, the lead singer with no shirt on and belly hanging over the belt, and he loves himself looking like that.
yeah.
It's a fine line. Let me pull up some of these shots and have you go through them here.
Awesome.
All right, so this one is
Okay.
from
Cool.
Alyssa.
Great job.
Alyssa Ledbetter,
Gainesville.
and yeah, from Gainesville. And I pulled this one in because this is one of the ones where I liked that they put an overlay on. It was
Definitely.
a nice overlay, and they didn't kind of overdo it, but they also toned the picture. What do you think?
I think it's great. I wish so. Long story short, I had mentioned that this was for a music video. I wish that music video had came out because this is kind of aesthetically what the idea, I guess, behind it was a little
Oh,
bit.
really?
A little bit. It was like filmy, like black and whitish, like very, very grungy aesthetic. You know what I mean? So this kind of fits the realm of it a little bit.
Interesting.
So that's kind of like where my mind goes. It's a
We're going
great
to jump
picture.
to Anna. This was Anna's. This one is actually animated.
Cool.
And
Oh wow, I haven't seen this one.
Anna animated it. Got it.
and if you look really close, the wax is running down the back wall
Oh wow.
and down the piano. Let me zoom in.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh wow, what the? I
Steve,
didn't even
zoom in,
realize that.
enhance the details, just like in the movies.
just like in the movies.
Yeah.
And then has the little fireflies moving around. I thought that was kind of
You didn't.
Kinda
That's
unique.
cool.
Yes.
jump to Twitter. You had mentioned there were some good black and whites, and that's part of the reason I pulled this one up. Is this image to me just screams almost film emulation, classic black and white.
This is Emily.
Yeah, like
color.
Tri-X 400.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this
Like
is
Tri-X
Beamer.
400X.
It's Emily in color. Yeah.
And I just want to say,
Yeah,
if you're a viewer and you like, like I know I left for a little bit. Where are we in the things? Are we just going over stuff?
I'm just going through some and kind of commenting on them. Yeah.
And then, Tom, did you pull any out, or are we doing this all kind of collaboratively right now?
I didn't pull.
No, it's all good.
I got a bunch, and I also have the Discord channel up.
Perfect. No,
Awesome.
What we'll do is we'll scroll the tag afterwards, and we can kind of pull some out. I just wanted to make sure to tell people that if they like seeing Tom talk about your image or something, you can always clip it. Right, it's right on the screen, so you can just clip it. All this stuff is saved.
Oh, you can. Oh, cool.
They can grab the video like right from the stream.
Yeah.
It's really
awesome.
easy. This
one I pulled up because it was a tasteful use of a vignette to me.
And who is this? This is Ergonom
This is
Event.
Let me scroll to the top. Yeah, it's Ergonom Event.
Tom, tell us what you like about these, what you don't like, what you would do better, what we do different.
This kind of, I mean, like, I think that some of these are just true. Like, well, actually, sorry for this one. This is just like true to tone. It's not overdone. I like the vignette. I would have cropped it. I mean, I did crop mine, but this is another good. Yeah, this is another good way to get rid of that door. It's great. I also do like how everyone's kind of been using the grain into effect.
Yeah,
I think it really helps with this image, honestly, especially because it was shot at 2000 ISO, which helps.
Let me jump to.
And we're gonna keep doing this for a little bit, guys. And then afterwards, we're gonna do a Q&A with Tom. If you have any questions about these ones or want to see something different, just let us know. We can slow down a little bit here. I know we go quick, but that's just because we have a lot of things we like. But we're definitely down to interact a bit more.
This is GR Hartick or Grace on Twitter.
Oh yeah, Grace always does cool stuff. You see this one, Tom?
I feel like this is like.
Is the separation the 3D of behind him coming through?
Yeah.
Smoke. Just wow.
What were we gonna say, Tom?
I feel like it's a perfect picture to animate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't like, and not to talk highly about my picture or anything, but I think that just in general, since it is a portrait and candles typically do move like that, the people who had that mindset, like, kudos to you, like, respect. I loved it.
He's got easy hair. He's got easy hair to cut out. I feel like, because it's not like super like stringy. It's like round. It's so nice.
Right. Dude, great barber.
So what do you think of this one? This is from Keely Photo on Twitter.
First of all, love her work.
She's from the Netherlands, right?
Yeah.
Don't we know her?
Yeah, we try to. Remember I Frank Hill stuff?
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah, she's awesome.
That's her. Yeah.
Netherlands,
Tilburg.
Yeah,
she's great.
I love the tone separation she did between him and the background.
I agree. It's very, very different than like anything that we've seen.
Yeah, and if you guys want to make somebody's day, just hit their Instagram link or Twitter link and leave a comment, send them a like.
Oh, dude, I saw this, and it's great. Just putting it on a different media, I feel like I haven't seen that yet. And this is like kind of what I wanted to intend this for. So it's like cool that some people kind of thought the same thing. Like, oh, I should make this like an album cover,
Even with masking tape, a torn bottom,
yeah, that's cool,
and a little silver editing challenge sticker.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that. That's hard body.
Dude, it's so good.
This person knows details.
Who was that, by the way? That's board art.
Board with 3 E's, a dot for the A. Yeah, you got
I've got 3 more.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice. Dude, I saw this one.
This is from Marie.
I wish that they kind of kept the candles in it, because the candles does make for a really, like, I feel like it would have been so interesting to see the candles in it as well.
Yeah.
So the other thing is the effect is good, but you've got the pixel effect coming off. Those are in color and he's not, which to me breaks the whole storyline. Either it all needs to be black and white or it all needs to be colored to me, but I love the concept.
Clearly this person just doing their
well.
own thing. I respect that.
Yeah,
It's hard. It's hard. It's
hell
hard
yeah.
not to miss. It's hard not to miss candle. It's hard not to miss something when you know what it was, though. Too. I
Yeah.
vibe with that when you're like, wait, but what about the candles?
For sure. Oh, I haven't seen this one.
They put them in the
Very
moon.
lit. Yeah, straight up.
This looks like a T-shirt design.
Yeah,
I
like a
love that
hot
they
topic.
blended one shoulder behind the tree and into the moon, but the other one not.
yeah, it's cool.
Who was this?
That's
This is M Work Up Photo or
Tom or Steve, you want to pull up the tag or like the responses on Twitter, and we can just kind of scroll through them. And Tom, if you see any that you like that you saw, then you can kind of pull those.
yeah. Actually, do you want me to do Discord or Twitter?
Twitter, Discord is much smaller amount of people.
You got it.
We'll do
Thanks,
Discord
Steve.
once it kicks off. But yeah, Tom, if there's any in here that you saw and you want Steve to enlarge, go for it. But we like to just scroll to kind of give everybody a little bit of screen time here. And yeah.
You saw this one?
I love that.
Oh,
he did
Tom.
one.
Yeah, can we get that full
Oh,
screen, Steve?
dude. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's so cool.
Yeah, respect to other photographers for editing other pro photographers'
Yeah.
photos, because that's like, it's hard, right? It's
Well, and the
It
way
is,
he
yeah.
brought the background really vibrant without affecting Sean, really nice.
Yes. Yeah, it makes like it's like a backlit image, technically.
Yeah.
Like I feel like a lot of people did do that, and I feel like it's one major or another. You keep the highlights very, very low, or you just blow it out, and I think both work very, very, very well.
And he brought the color out of the piano, which I love, and a lot of people didn't, and I
For sure.
dig that.
Another thing that I kind of like what Tom did was that, I like that it's all blown out, the candles and stuff, but the candles kind of lead into his head, which is obviously the main subject.
Right.
I didn't really notice that, but yeah, it's cool that it's literally
It
just
helps
leading
draw
into
your
his
eye.
head, and yeah, it helps draw your eyes to obviously his face.
Yeah, and if we see somebody that's on the stream here, feel free to shout them out. I know we got people that are on the stream. We'd love to show their photos. Steve, you can honestly go like a little quicker if you want.
Todd commented on this one here.
Oh, there we go. Brian Johnson's. He's cool. He's from
Yeah.
I forget where he's
a
from.
great guy.
He's UK somewhere outside the UK. Yeah, I like the ones where they do the film effect. That was wild. I don't know what's going on here.
Lit.
This person's getting artsy. I like the ones where, like, I like people who go outside the box. Like, I always like to say, like. I always encourage that. But at the same time, I do enjoy the people who are just like, I'm just going to make this a nice photograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And again, this photograph is so flexible.
Yeah.
This is Brooke.
B. Matzahs.
There's a tight crop.
Yeah. I like the different crops, too. There's a border. That's cool.
I
Who's this
like the
one?
border. I like that border one.
Oh, let me go back to the border. This
some,
one?
Some of these look like sorry, thanks, Steve. This one I saw and it reminds me of film. I think I tweeted at them that.
Yeah. Thank you for tweeting some people, too, Tom. That means a lot to all those people that submitted.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it was cool. I think a lot of people made it look like film, which kind of made me happy because that's a vibe.
Yeah.
It's like a cool vibe.
You're like, they get what I was giving off without even seeing me edit it. Just seeing the photograph, they
Yeah.
understood what I was trying to communicate.
Here's the one we're going to talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Tom grew.
Jake Chams.
Should I show it now?
Now you can
Dude,
show a
so good.
preview. What happened with Chams? Is he here?
Hold on,
He
let
just
me
said- he
bring it
just
back
said,
to the beginning.
Wow.
There we go.
Yeah, I like all the community of people. Wow, that looks crazy.
It's like, man.
And it has the music too. It has like Big Sean playing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has bounce back. It's so good.
How is he singing but his mouth is shut? It's crazy.
It's
Ventriloquism.
classy.
What is this?
It's kind of cool.
It's a nice black and white one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I would say.
Very subtle. Like
Go for it, Tom.
I was gonna say, now that Steve
Have a
said
channel.
that it reminds him of like that
Ooh,
I
Tom.
hadn't
really
seen this
does.
one.
And
Come
look
back
at
to
some of
us,
these.
Tom.
I'm like, damn, that looks
I kind of
so
like the tight
crazy.
vertical crop.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That looks old school.
There was somebody who did a super tight crop around his head and shoulders. And I don't know where it's
I
at,
think-
but
I think that you passed that one.
That one's one. I like the diptych right there.
there it is.
Oh, that one. Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, Sean. Sean is a really, really good photographer. He's amazing.
Sean Lowell.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Cool to have him.
See, that's the other thing. It's even not just processing, just actual composition. This shot works so many different ways.
Yeah. Well, if you guys, we're finishing up here, but we're gonna do some Q&A. If you guys have any questions for Tom, now's the time to ask him. We'll get him on the big screen here. I think we can.
And keep in mind, at the end, we'll make sure, don't do it now, but wait till the end. Throw your social media in so that everybody else can follow you guys.
Oh yeah.
Some will sound pretty, but yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that at the end. We'll do a little social media thing.
I
So
just had to switch to my MacBook microphone. And
sounds
stuff.
sounds really good.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
sounds
Sorry.
perfect. No, dude, it's fine.
AirPod just died, boy.
It's all good. What Vogel was doing was down here is he was charging one AirPod at a time and switching back and forth.
I was just about to do that.
Yeah, it's all good. Honestly, the audio is fine, man. It's not even an issue. It's a non-issue. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
I'm in the chat.
You're in the chat.
And Thomas, you can rename your window if you want to give out your social media and your window name.
I can do it. You can answer questions. I think I can do it.
What is something that you learned and wish you had learned when you started?
When you first started.
That's make sure you say
16.
There we go.
I'm wondering if that's my mom. I don't think that. Wait, what is it? No, I don't think so.
That'd be so funny.
I think that they just went to go get ice cream. I don't know. Something wish you would learn when you first started.
She says nope, or they say nope. It's not your mom.
I feel like I was just like taking things way too seriously, and I forgot why I was kind of doing. I was shooting and stuff, and I think the more fun that I had with it and getting involved with people that pushed me to shoot and like have fun with it, that is really what got me experimenting and learning new things and stuff. And I think at first I was just thrown into this world where I just thought I had to be as serious as possible and like shoot a certain way, and then I just got out of my zone and I was like, man, I should just like do whatever I want, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you kind of like, didn't you start with doing video too? Like, didn't you right up, or am I wrong on that?
Like, a little bit. I mean, I definitely went in like my weird phases of like only shooting black and white and digital.
Yeah.
And then I went to do video, and then I just like experimented a lot, honestly. And I think it like really
That's good.
helped me grow.
That's how you learn.
Yeah, exactly. And like I think next year when we do get back to touring, I do want to do more video and like focus on other aspects of like creative direction and stuff that like is not just photo based.
Mm-hmm.
Like doing like design and like illustration stuff, and I don't know, we'll see. I think that like the more you push yourself, the better.
Whoa, it so says, how do you stay motivated and creative when on tour when everything begins to feel nearly the same? I guess they're assuming that it feels nearly the same, so maybe you can speak to that first and then ask.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that like for me, I know this might sound insane, but I would say 2 or 3 out of the 7 days feel the same for me. Whereas like the last like 3 or 4 years being on the road is very, very different for me. Whether it's waking up, having to fly, doing a show, getting on another plane. I think that like the more I do this, I realize that there's different types of touring, and I kind of find my little niches of like, yo, I really love coffee now, so I'm gonna go walk around the city, try to convince the artist that I'm with to like go around for like a couple hours because we have that downtime, and like experiment stuff and like try to go find stuff that's new on the road and like get out of the zone and like get out of the venue.
So it sounds like the way you shoot or what you're shooting is very much determined by where you're at in your life, whether it be what mood you're in or how you're living your life or what's, and it just kind of, because it seems like it's so closely connected to you that you really tapped into that. So that's a good thing, I think, and it's cool to see the results.
I mean, there's been a lot of times where like a lot of people just like come up to me for 2 different artists that I have worked for, and they're just like, dude, we just like love your vibe that like you push us to like get out, and I'm just like, man, I'm just like trying to like live my life, like, you know what I mean? But like I think that's such a big thing on the road where it's like, just go live your life and don't be sucked into this world of touring and like venue after venue after venue. I think it's hard to obviously get out of it, but I think just getting out of the city and the venue is very, very important.
And
Marcy Valen asks, what's one of your favorite camera body lens combinations?
I would say the Mark IV, and then
I've recently been loving my 24-70, which I have not. I know it's a very basic answer, but I used to
It's
hate
a
it.
lot of focal lengths in one. It's good lens.
It is a good lens, but I was like really stuck on primes before. Like I
Hmm.
was obsessed with my 20 millimeter for for years. And then I went into the 50, and then I was obsessed with like a 7200, and now I'm obsessed with my 24-70. Like it hasn't left my camera in a long time. I know it's like a basic answer, but
Are
Dude,
you, is it a Sigma 24-70 or is it a Canon?
no, it's Canon. Yeah,
Mine
everything else
too.
I have.
I have a Canon Sigma. I have the Canon 24-70 also.
Yeah,
It's just
Yeah,
like
the
I
Mark
have this.
II is super sharp too.
yeah.
Nice
Dude, it's
lens.
so good. But I think another thing that I learned from the last couple of years of being on the road is that like having that focal length and that much range with how fast I've been shooting and like what I need
Yeah.
is the most essential thing. Like
It
I think a lot of the
outweighs,
times
having the 50-1.8 whatever.
exactly
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
it's like I only have 50 millimeter, I only have a 20 millimeter. Like you don't want to keep thinking like, oh, I can crop that in post or I can do this in post. Like I just have it all right there in one lens and like that's it.
It's
And
good range.
Yeah, it is.
I was gonna say Snellzy. I don't know how to say your name, but what are you keeping busy with lately? Picking up on new hobbies since we can't be out shooting shows and touring. Like, what are you doing in your free time, Tom?
So this is crazy, but I mean, obviously Adam knows this, but um, there's two things that I feel like I have been really passionate about. One is a little project that I had started called
Yeah,
creativenooks.com,
and
which
mods,
I
can you
think,
throw that in the chat so everybody can check it out and see what he's
yeah.
up to? He'll explain it here, but go for it, Tom.
So yeah, so I had like this crazy idea a couple weeks ago to do. I really wanted to shoot people out of work working at home and how people are kind of changing up their environments and like their desk and like their little like areas of being inspired and all that stuff. So I obviously mentioned to Adam I wanted to do like an actual shoot, but I because of COVID I could not do the shoot. um so Adam was like, yo, you should just make it a website where people just like submit to it, and I was like, dude, it's amazing. So I'm like obsessed with this now. I'm like, I love looking at people and learning how people are like inspired at their house and like their little workspaces and what people do to be successful and how they work at home and all this stuff. Um, so that is one thing that I've been working on, which I am so happy about.
It's good.
And
It's go Tom. Go Steve. Go.
I was just going to say there is a link to that in the Discord channels at the very bottom under Pro Hangout. There's a link to Creative Nooks in there too.
Yeah. So long story short, I had like like a record player and like a bar cart in like a section of my apartment, and I literally sold all of it to get like a desk and like a chair and like make like a work office space because I live in New York City. I live in Brooklyn, so there's not much space. But I was so inspired by it. So that's kind of like another aspiration or reason why I started it. But another crazy thing that I've been doing. Sorry, Steve. You can
No, go ahead.
Oh, another crazy thing that I've been doing is actually like investing in gear at this very moment because a lot of people have been selling stuff very, very cheap because of COVID and like people being out of jobs. So I think it's really good to help people and support people, thankfully, because I have the financial to do it, but then also invest in gear to like really change my style and like work on other projects for when COVID is back. Or sorry, COVID is gone. Sorry.
Well, which is basically set yourself up to be ready when it opens. You're ahead of everybody because
Exactly.
you're prepped and ready. There's an interesting question in here actually from our mod Connor, Captain Lasagna, that I
Love
think
that name.
fits kind of every creative, not just every photography world creative, but every creative. Have there ever been points you don't think you were meant for videography or photography, and what helped push you through those thoughts?
No, not that I've thought that, but I've definitely had my down times where I always compare myself to people. But I think that just really pushes me to be a better photographer or like change my style and stuff. Or learn from other people. I think like video was a crazy, crazy thing for me. And like it was such a big project that I had worked on that I legitimately learned so much from it. And I'm very, very grateful for it. But there were so many times where I was just like, man, I don't know if I can do this. Like, this is so hard. Um, so yeah, I just say like, just don't feel down and like keep pushing yourself.
I'm looking at them.
Michelle has posted her Nook up, by the way.
Yeah, I love hers. Hers is sick.
Somebody, Brendan S27 wants to know, what are some financial insights you can give? How do you survive financially in the industry? So maybe you could talk about what you do outside of your main job, or how you supplement income along the way as you were, you know what I mean? Like, you could talk about that journey. Whatever.
I mean, when I was younger, it was definitely like a struggle, but I had, my background was just like living at my parents' house for a real long time, and
Mm-hmm.
legitimately never turning down a tour, never turning down like any work or anything, and really pushing the limits and like trying to build a value for myself. The bigger clients I got, I kind of raised my price as I kept building my resume, which is very, very important. You can't obviously be getting paid the same as amount as you did, from one band to like another band and stuff. So you have to build
Can
the
I
value.
interrupt you and ask you, how'd you decide what to raise to? Did you ask a friend? 'Cause that's the question I get all the time.
He kept saying
Well-
up until they said no.
I think a lot of it was people like tour managers helping me. I'm very close with a lot of tour managers being like, "Yo, this is
Thank
the
you.
standard rate," or this was our last guy's rate,"
Right.
or like asking Adam or like Josiah or some of like my closer friends that like have been through it and all that stuff. So yeah, it was always just like I think I deserve more, and I think the more you think you deserve it and the more amazing work you put out, that's when your value is like amazing. But yeah, to answer this question, I literally just like saved as much money as I could, toured 11 months a year, like nonstop, and thankfully it like set me up to like be okay during this time, and thank God. So
No, hell yeah. Good job on that. There was a question I saw they wanted to ask. Steve, did you see any?
Well, just the one about, how'd you learn the business side of things, but you kind of just answered that.
What do you,
yeah,
is Izzy Home wants to know, what do you see yourself doing after tour photography? Like, is there like, is there something else you're trying to move into, or like, what are you doing with that?
I mean, I would say in the last like I always loved management, but now that I would say you and I have the agency, I feel like it's such like a other world to me.
Mm-hmm.
And we're learning so much. I feel like it's just like another avenue that could be longevity and be outside of touring, and just helping people get on the road and not micromanage it, but like coming from a professional standpoint from like you and I think that we can really help people and put people on the road that deserve it.
So Connor just posted first three dot agency in the chat,
Oh, yeah.
but Adam's done it a little bit before, but
Oh,
he
yeah.
hasn't really pushed it. You're here as a guest now, and it's partially you too. Explain first three to everybody.
Do you want me to do it? Or
No, you do it. Yeah.
Tom,
Okay.
you're here.
Okay.
You're the guest.
I
Yeah.
mean,
We want to hear you speak.
well, basically, so yeah, we don't want to hear you speak.
Yeah, let's go, man.
But yeah, so basically, Adam and I started an agency because we started finding out that like I think that we wanted to build a common area and like a safe space for say like managers or labels to reach out to us asking for creatives. So realistically, people like a client will reach out to us and say, "Hey, we're going on tour, or we have a band going on tour. We need a photographer for this budget. He or she needs to do video or
They.
photo." Sorry.
I just said they. I was just giving it like the.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're good.
They need to do photo, video, and this is what our budget is. And what we'll do is we'll outsource and we'll kind of give them options of what we think would fit the brand and or who is available. So kind of we're trying to like stay in touch with photographers who one are available and interested in doing stuff like this, and kind of just like seeing and finding out new photographers and how to build and just be an agency, and give anybody what they need within any budget and just making people happy, I guess.
Yeah, Kaylee's in chat. I'm assuming that's the young lady from Tilburg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we worked with her on something. It got canceled because of Corona, but it was still fun to work with the people. It's been cool. And Bridget was on here. Sorry to interrupt. Let's just say Bridget was on here on Thursday, and she was a photographer who we had on the Dance Gavin Dance tour, and it's really cool. To be with her on her first day of tour, even though she came right back home after she went to the venue. But that was a really cool thing to see, and it made me super happy. But she's a badass. Like these photographers get the jobs with their work. Sorry, go Tom.
No, I was
She
just saying
said
that,
yes. That's me, by the way.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it sucks because like all the Corona stuff's happening, but I feel like it's going to prepare us as I would say the agency to come back into full effect once it's over.
We're ready.
Someone said keep forgetting about it, but like it's only because I feel like nobody's really doing anything, and we're trying to figure out things from the back end and like really focus on what we need to do to build a business. So it's good that we have this time right now.
Well, and again, for a lot of photographers, this is an opportunity to set yourself up to be ahead of the pack and hit the ground running by critically going and looking at your back catalog, figuring out how you can become a better photographer, improving your composite skills or editing skills by watching people like Thomas edit. I mean, this is actually an opportunity right now to everybody's level to hit the ground running when it comes back, and it's going to come back. So,
well, that's what I was kind of saying about like investing in all that gear and stuff, because it's like I think I have a mindset of what I want to do when this stuff is back, and I'm ready for it, but it's gonna take time, which is fine. But as long as you have that mindset to do it, you will accomplish it. But the first step is acknowledging it.
Yeah, mindset is so big.
Yeah.
Do you ever question? Do you ever? Does your mindset ever change to questioning what you do, or are you 100%?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
I like the other night I was like laying in bed at like 3 a.m. I'm just like looking through Instagram. Like that's another thing about Instagram is like there's so many good people, and that is what makes me question my work. And I'm like, God damn it, like this person's so much better than I am. Like, but then it makes me really inspired, and I think that's great. I think there's so much to do, and like, I love it.
Hell yeah. I was just taking it all in. Tom, looks like we're pretty good on questions here. Are you cool with closing this out and getting other Tom on here? Do you want to stay for that? Or are you gonna head out? Fine. Yeah, you down? All right.
My computer's at 17%.
Dude, that's enough. Tom's gonna come on for like 10 minutes, and then we're gonna close this thing out. And if you're down and really want to raid a Magic the Gathering channel today and just mess with them, it'd be really funny.
Go for it.
Yeah, we're doing that today. Tom Grutt, call into the call, my friend.
Grew.
God,
Grew.
God, get rid of the T. He has it. Let me text him. Oh, he's here. Yes. Let's do a little intro here. Where are you at?
And ladies and gentlemen,
there he is.
From New Zealand, welcome Tom Grew.
Yes, Steve.
I love it.
Now batting, Tom Grew.
What's up, Tom Grew?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How are you?
You just won $1 million.
I'm a pardon?
I just go, congratulations, you won $1 million.
$1 million.
$1 million.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, what's dude, up, of course. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm more like nervous about editing live than I thought I'd be. Like I never thought
Yo, you gotta like wipe the sweat off. Yeah, wipe the sweat off. Yeah, you got it.
I like went into After Effects before and I would like put my hands on the keyboard and I was like, hold up, how do I usually do this? Like I just was like questioning everything.
Dude, you're in luck because as you know, everybody in our chat is the chillest ever and everybody's just here to learn. So you really can't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? You could just it's not possible to mess this up. Other than aside from like, I don't know, swearing like profusely, then we're good. Like,
but here's the good thing: if you do mess it up, you'll know immediately.
Yeah, everybody will tell you.
I've got the comments off, so I can just be, ignorantly going into the night.
Yes. Well, so if you guys don't know, Tom did the animated one. It has audio to it as well. Steve pulled it up earlier. And
I muted the audio though for copyright reasons.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, respect, thanks. Steve. Forward thinking, my friend. But yeah, why don't our mods do that in chat? They probably already have, knowing them, and I just haven't looked yet. But if you want, Tom, I'll kind of let you take it from here. If you want to share your screen with me, and he's just gonna walk us through his editing for it. And again, this is in After Effects, right?
Yes. Yeah.
But maybe you want to talk us through like you look at this photo, and then how do you start to like. How does it start ticking in your head? Like, what goes on?
Yeah, okay. So basically, primarily my source of income is as a video editor.
Okay.
So I guess kind of what I've adapted or learned over the past few years is I used to kind of like just go in and go crazy and try and just see what I could come up with and see where it led me. But I think now what I tend to do is I kind of tend to just sit there and just kind of wait for like one small idea that I can build off.
Okay.
So with this picture, I was like, because it's such an amazing portrait. So I was kind of like, how can I look at this differently than how we've looked at the concept pictures? And the first thing I thought was, wouldn't it be cool if the candles moved?
Oh yeah.
Because I was like, you know, kind of bringing that extra bit of life to it. So off that, that's kind of like what I based everything off. So started with the candles and then built it from there.
One question, sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off. Have you ever edited candles like this before, or is this just like a oh wow, I should do this?
I've
Where did the
used,
inspiration
yeah, I've used different elements before, like in editing,
Cool.
but like not like I haven't like particularly or specifically used
Yeah.
candles in
Cool.
that sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the first thing I had to do was, has everyone seen it? Like, do you want me to pull it up so I can kind of show it? And
Yeah, you
we
can-
put the link in the chat.
Oh yeah, we put the link in the
Okay.
chat so people can kind of pull it up, play it on their own and stuff, and watch it. So
Okay,
you're good,
sweet,
man. Yeah.
cool, awesome. Yeah, so I guess the first step, I'm going to keep it like as surface level as possible.
No, you're
And
good.
if anyone wants to know more or like kind of go into more details, feel free to message me.
I do want to
More
know
than
one
happy to
thing
talk
before
about it.
you go too deep. Can you edit
Yeah.
my pictures for me?
Anytime, man, 100%. I'd love to. Okay, so basically, I guess, so the core effect is called the parallax effect.
Yeah.
So it's basically taking a 2D image and then ripping it into a 3D space. So essentially, like it's kind of quite simple, but like in practice, it's a little bit more tricky.
Yeah.
So the first thing I have to do is you take the 2D image and you think, what are the elements that I need to separate to turn it into a 3D image? So obviously the first element of that is Sean. So I used to do my masking in After Effects, but now I do it in Photoshop. So I won't do that. But so basically I just go to Photoshop, I mask out Sean, and then basically either just clone in the background a bit. So actually I've got over here, I tried to tidy everything up. So it was comprehensible. So this is playing back in low quality because anyone who knows After Effects knows that you cannot edit in full quality.
Yeah.
It's very laggy and can be very tedious. So I've got this here, and what I've got here is the two layers. So I've got Sean. So if I turn that off,
Whoa.
going like that,
Oh, wow.
like that.
Let's go.
So yeah, so that's basically the simple kind of like the first stage of it is kind of cropping out Sean and then coloring in behind him or clone stamping behind him.
Yeah.
To make it.
But the clone stamping doesn't have to be perfect.
No, because you're not going to, depending on how much you use camera tilt, you're not actually going to see too far behind him. But it's basically so if you're turning the image, there won't be black behind him, you know. So what I'll show you quickly is I'm going to set up a camera. So the first thing you got to do is set up a camera.
Ooh.
So
Whoa, now we're
so it's
partying.
basically, yeah, so it's basically like you just have to like the way I try and look at it is like I said is I try and keep it as simple as possible. So I'm like, I've got a camera now. How does this look? How do I want it to look? So it's really simple. I just don't need to mess with the settings here.
Looks really simple, yeah.
Sorry, I should stop saying that. It's
You're fine.
I still struggle with this.
You're good, man.
So we've got the camera in now. So what I need to do is we basically need to turn everything into a 3D layer. So we've got this little square here, and we're just going to click on both of those. And now it is a 3D layer.
Wow.
So what I have to do is I'll try.
There you have it.
Up. Yeah. So I've opened it up on two screens here.
Yeah.
So here you can see this is the camera space on the left. And if I open up the position here and pull him forward, you can see on the left how he's moving forward in the camera space.
Yeah.
So now what I've done is I've separated him from the backdrop. So now it is a 3D image. And then you can do that with the bottom too. Like I could move it back and then scale it up. And then what I'll do is I'll scale him down so he's very close to what it originally was. So now we've got our 3D layer. So I'm just going to turn that off. Now, if I get the camera tool up.
I'm so happy we don't have to watch the version of you cropping them out and everything. This is
Yeah, let me know if you need me to go like quicker or slower too, because
Dude, no, you're good.
Yeah, so basically here you can
Oh
kind
my
of see
That looks awesome.
What the
so now,
fuck?
and so what I've got is if I keep clicking C, it's going to take me through the different kind of cameras. So this one, it takes us in and out.
Yeah,
And
this is the
this
different things
one,
you can apply to it.
Yeah, like whether you want it to kind of, so with this one, you don't really want it to go too much to the side. Yeah, so that's basically the essentials of the parallax effect, is just taking the 2D image, turning it into a 3D image and adding a camera. And then you have to kind of imagine how you actually would use a camera and how that would relate to the image that you're editing.
This is great. It's like we can be photographers from home.
Yeah.
It's like we're shooting, like we're not actually there, but we're shooting.
Yeah, exactly. And this is kind of how I got into like concert photography in a way, was like I kind of would see all these pictures I like, and then I'd practice my editing skills by just taking them and trying to like do new things with them and like turn them into something else.
Yeah.
So what's this? Okay, so from there, the candles. So this is the actual backdrop that I had for the image that I did. I didn't actually do the whole background because I knew I wasn't going to turn the camera too much. So
Gotcha.
I didn't need to kind of get everything out behind him. I just needed to tidy up the edges. And what I also did in Photoshop was I just kind of got the clone stamp and got rid of the candles in Photoshop. So when they came to After Effects, it was just the empty candles. So then I could put the actual flames on top.
Cool.
So
show us the good stuff. There we go.
Yeah. So as you can see here, these are the candles.
Nice.
And so basically I've got them, I did them all on the image, and then in After Effects, what you can do is you can right click and then pre-compose, which, so if I have 20 layers and it's a bit messy, it's kind of like grouping in Photoshop.
Yeah, that makes
I can
sense.
just pre-compose them, and then they're in the same composition now, and it just makes everything a bit easier. So as you can see, I've got all the candles in here.
That's so much work.
So basically just the video is just a candle. So this is the actual video that I got. Wow. It's royalty free. So I just take that, I crop it, and then
you put it everywhere.
Yeah, and you use screening. So screening takes out the black.
Yeah.
And then
so
I just placed it over the candles, and then kind of shifted around the times of the candles so that they weren't moving 100% in unison.
That'd be freaky.
Yeah.
And I asked earlier about, did you ever worry about blowing out the candles? And as somebody mentioned in the chat, you blew out the candles. Yeah.
Exactly.
That was so funny, Steve, by the way.
That was a good, yeah. All right, let's see. So then you add, keep going. Yeah, you got it.
So now this is the actual composition. So I'm just going to take off.
Damn.
So now what we have here is Sean. So you can see I've got him on top of the background. And if I go into my position, you can see that he's in front. I've separated him out into the 3D space.
Yeah.
So from here, I guess the next step is just trying to do little things that make it just a bit more lifelike, or just give it a bit more energy. So I really like to do things like, I love fog. I'm really big on fog.
Yeah.
So I have like with that, I have fog overlays.
Oh, wow.
So I just go through here and I go, find a kind of fog overlays that I like. And then I take them and screen them into this image as well. Also in a 3D space. So I've got one fog behind him and then one in front of him, as you can see there. And then that kind of just gives it a bit more depth and kind of gives it a little more air.
I will tell you guys, if you do what he does and post it online and the right people see it, you will get hired. It's like no question asked. Like I think like last time we did one of these, my roommate like hit him up to hire him for something, like a music video thing. So like this stuff works. If you're putting out good content and it's solid, like people notice. Anyway, keep going, Tom. Sorry.
No worries. And then so on this top layer here, I just created an adjustment layer. And an adjustment layer is just basically an empty layer where you can put stuff into it, and then it overlays onto the image. So what I do a lot with the parallax effect is I use snowfall, CC snowfall. And it's pretty subtle. I don't know if you can see it as I turn it on and off there. but
Yeah.
it just kind of the little kind of drops and kind of they
Yeah.
almost look like
A
flames
little
or
bit of
embers.
atmosphere.
Yeah, so I just get a few of those, and then I try and give it a little bit of depth, slow them down so they're not moving like snow. So basically, the trick with the snowfall effect is because it moves quite fast when you put it in, because snow
Yes.
isn't. So I just take the speed right back down to 1.
We're not
So,
we're not skipping too much time to get closer to the end here, are we? Like I'm not trying to be rude. Like I appreciate all these details.
Oh.
But like
I feel
some
like I'm
of
going
some
too
of this
fast.
stuff, no, you're not going too fast at all. I think that like just for the sake of time, we might have to finish it up soon. But like, dude,
Yeah,
this is
I'm gonna-
awesome. I
But
appreciate
I
how
will
much
say the fact you
how much
use
time
snow,
you put in. Yeah, go Steve,
No
go.
worries.
No, just the fact you use snow and colored it to look like almost flickers coming off of the candles. God.
Yeah, dude, it looks awesome. It looks really good. I
Thanks so
appreciate how
much.
much time and effort it go into every step. That's insane.
No, I really appreciate it. I'll keep this as quick as possible. And
No,
so
you're
that's
good, man.
basically, and then after that, I was looking at it, and then I was trying to think of a way that I could make it just a little more 3D.
Okay.
Just to give you, like, when you look at it, you just want to trick the audience into thinking that it might actually be a video. So what I did there was I put the candles in the foreground.
Yeah, that adds some
So
depth. It's nice.
Yeah, and it just kind of gives you the impression that there's something in front of him as
Mhm.
well.
No, I like that
So
effect for sure.
How
as
long
you
did
can-
this take you total?
Maybe a couple of hours. tops.
43 days. Dude, it looks like it took forever, but also evidently, I mean, not evidently,
I
we can
appreciate
tell
that.
you're very good at what you do. So I imagine
Thank
what
you
takes
so
you
much.
2 or 3 hours might take us 2 or 3 days.
I'm so under living my life.
Steve's just
I-
waiting for
I-
that dojo to open up.
I guess like when I get that idea, I just kind of like I get very like locked into it.
Yeah.
So like I'll just kind of zone out and then until it's finished.
Oh, I vibe.
So as you can see here, I've just taken and moved it forward in the 3D space. So
Yeah.
and a cool effect of the camera is that you can do the focus distance, the aperture, the blur level.
Wow.
So here the aperture is quite high because it gives just that more. It makes it a bit more blurry and gives it a bit more depth. If I take that down to 0, you can see the background when I toggle between the two goes from clear to blurry. Oops. So yeah, so high aperture there really just kind of makes it a bit deeper again, and then you can kind of keyframe it to change. Like say, if in real life, if you're holding a camera and you're moving into someone, you're gonna have to adjust the focus. So
That makes
you can
sense.
do that.
So you can
Yeah, so
basically manually do it all?
Yeah, so you can use keyframes. For anyone who hasn't used After Effects, keyframes are basically when you can kind of create points between the different times. So like I want to get to this point, to this point, to this point, to this point, and then you can smooth them out, give it a bit of motion blur.
So happy everything is... Sorry, go. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, it's so good. So yeah, so again, it's kind of going back to that thinking of if I was holding a camera, what would I be doing? And then trying to filter that into the camera effect. So like if you want to have a bit of lag, you could give it that bit of realism by having it a bit longer to focus rather than having it perfect.
Yeah.
You can just do all those little things. I add a bit of wiggle to the position, so it kind of bounces. I can't really play it back at the moment because it just takes too long.
It's okay. We can
render.
pull it. We can pull it up. Steve, you want to pull it up and share it so we can see the final?
Yeah.
I definitely can.
Yeah, we'll do that. Don't worry about it. Dude, thank you for
Cool.
showing us each step. Keep going if you got more to say. I just was saying thank you. Go for it.
Yeah, no problem. I'm basically done anyway. So once I've done all that, the final step for me really is to add the color and the effects. So as you can see from this comp, I basically pre-compose everything in here. So it goes to here, and then I can chuck all the color and like on top of it rather than having to do each.
Yeah, one at a time.
Yeah, so I've got a software called Magic Bullet Looks.
Oh yeah.
And it is a miracle for After Effects.
What's it called? Magic Box what?
Magic Bullet.
Oh, Magic Bullet.
It's a grading software that I use for Premiere as well.
That's pretty like industry-wide used, right? Like that's pretty popular. in my
Yeah,
book.
it's
Okay.
really good. So as you can see on here,
Yeah.
all these little boxes I have are the effects I've put on it.
Okay. Wow.
So I've got the star filter, which I really love. It's a really great effect on Magic Bullet is the star filter. And again, they're just things that kind of make it a bit more like movie-like, or kind of creates a bit more atmosphere. I got haze in there. I'll turn that off so you can see the haze. Kind of blows it up a bit.
It's like, it reminds me of when somebody's editing like a Lightroom photo and they're just doing one little step at a time. And you're like, what are they doing? What are they doing? And then you see it all put together, like, oh, I get it. But you have like this
Yeah.
master vision, and you're able to separate out into all these layers. And
Yeah, exactly. So just things like there's a tell scene there. I don't actually know what that is, but I like how it looks.
but it looks cool.
Film print, just all these little things. Basically, what you do in Lightroom or Photoshop, and then from there, that's basically it. I just add the music,
And then
and
if you
yeah.
stop sharing your screen, Steve will pull it up here. Just
yeah, I will. Yeah, sure.
which would be not trying
Great
to.
job, Tom.
And then we got Steve.
Thank
All right,
you.
Steve, you want to make that? There we go. And that's what it looks like. And there's
So that's how
music.
it looks.
And there's a link in the chat, but I would encourage you to pull it up and watch it with music, 'cause it's good. And dude, great job.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks
Wow.
for having me.
Thank
I
you.
hope that made some sense. Like I said, if
Dude.
anyone wants to know like more details, because After Effects can be very nitty gritty, I'm more than happy just to chat and talk about it.
Well, thank you for being so like open with your knowledge and helpful to the community, because we love that stuff and appreciate it dearly and
problem.
deeply, because not everybody's like that. And I feel like you got to give props where props is due. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. I appreciate what you guys do. It's
Tom, why
been,
didn't you
like-
edit it that way? Sorry, keep going. Sorry, Tom.
What's wrong with you, Thomas? Come on.
What were you
Yes,
saying? What were you saying, Tom? Other Thomas?
I was just saying, really like appreciate what you guys are doing, because the past month or so being in lockdown and just being able to test your creativity with other creatives who are all in the same boat as you, it's just really cool and kind of gives you something to look forward to. And like, you know, like I've really been able to improve my skills over this time because of things like this. So yeah, thanks.
Well,
Ian.
that's great. Well, we'll keep learning from you if you keep submitting. So I
Okay.
can't wait to
And
see
I
what
keep
you do with
learning
this
from you
next
too.
week's image. Yo, we're gonna sign you out here, and then we're gonna say bye to Tom.
Yeah,
So
easy.
everybody say goodbye to Tom. Not Falcone. Tom Grew. Tom Grew. I
Thank
got
you
this
so
correct.
much. I'm
And
Groot.
thank you for coming and sharing everything. And people reach out to him if
That's
you
a
need help.
pleasure.
Peace.
Yeah, 100%. Peace, guys.
Later.
Thanks, man.
Wow, I love how easy it is to pop people in and out of these calls. We had Jack and we
Nice.
had, Thomas. We got to wrap this up. Thank you.
No, my computer's at 3%.
Yeah, let's
Is
go.
it?
Perfect time.
Not even.
I just don't want to get my charger.
Yeah, it's all good. We'll get you out of here in less than 3%. If you guys can, Tom's been up to the creative Nook, so check that out. That's his project right now. Anything else you want to drop right now that you've been up to?
That's all.
That's it.
That's all. Just,
Anything you want to say? No, you're good. All right, you're
And
ready.
Captain Lasagna put all of Thomas's links in the
Oh, yeah.
chat. So
Thank
grab
you.
him out of the chat. Go follow him. Show him some love.
And if you guys have any of your own social links you want to share here, go for it. Drop them in. You guys can follow each other. We also have Discord. You can check it out. Steve, I'll let you sign off as well.
thank you, Steve.
Hey, Thomas, it's wonderful to meet you, man. Look forward to at some point raising a glass in person.
Yeah,
I would love that.
dude, he comes out here more often than. Well, once this is all over, he'll come back. But yeah, it's great. Tom's
I'm
cool.
gonna start moving into Adam's place.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, there you go.
Come hang. There's some units close by that are empty. You can have them.
I don't play.
I said
I don't
so.
play Magic, but I can learn.
It's not. Dude, I don't know if you want to. That's a dark. But I'm straight taking this straight. Thank Tom. First of all, thank you for doing this. Thank you for your time, man. I know we're homies, but I appreciate this. We're gonna go to a Magic streamer's account and just let's just go be confused for a bit. So I'm gonna raid one of my favorite streamers. I think I do /raid Caleb.
All right, boys.
MTG.
Bye,
Later,
Steve.
dude.
Bye. Later.
Later.
Thanks, Thomas. Go charge.
All right, we're raiding. Later,
Who
Steve.
are we rating?
Caleb D. He's a guy from Wisconsin who plays Magic. We can just go in. It'll be fun.
So to go. Okay, there we go. Now we're going.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know what he's saying because I'm not.
Oh, he's
there
playing
yet.
Magic.
Yeah, he's playing Magic. Let me know if he says thank you. I got to turn on my stream.